Hello and welcome to the Inglorious Bards. We are excited to have you here with the episode known as Adventure 18, I believe. We are coming to you live on twitch.tv/IngloriousSbards every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m.-ish. Pacific. If you're listening to us on the podcast, thanks so much for joining us on the adventures. And feel free to drop by and check out the live show. We love chatting with you folks and hearing what you have to say as we go about our zany escapades. Today, Jeremy is not with us today. He is away and he will be missed. So the part of Cole will be played by no one. And we will see what happens there. Also of note is our heroes are just about to become level 5, so they're very excited. This should be a big power boost for them. That should be pretty nice, so we'll see what happens there. And let's get some quick introductions from our characters to see who we have. We have a wizard in the group, a human wizard by the name of Valamir. All right. Hello, Valamir. What if at every 5 levels he loses more of his name? Level 20 he's half a V. All right, and then we have our halfling bard by the name of Argus Willoughby.
If it wasn't for half-baked decisions, nothing would ever get done around here.
And we have the paladin of our group, a Goliath by the name of Caven Boulderfall.
This week at the kitchen, there's no half-baked anything. It's all great, fully baked cinnamon rolls this week. Stop on in, bring your silver, help feed the hungry.
What has become like a server at the table? Want to hear about our special? And then the cleric of the group, our warforged priest, Vessel.
I am Vessel, child of Solene, and I watch after all of those present here.
And last but not least is the gnome artificer, Fiona.
I'm Fiona. I'm the protector of the group. Even when Cole's here, but especially when he's not.
Fantastic. So those are our heroes. We're going to pick up where we left off, and to know where we left off, we will get an introduction from Seth.
Hello!
Wait, hold on.
Son of a bitch.
You only get one of those.
Forgot the camera got changed last week, so.
From Seth again.
Hello! We start with Caven, Cole, Valamir, and Vessel underneath the city of Almithra, staring down a hole, with one of them holding an end of a rope that their buddy Argus had been tied to. In a bit of a panic, they scramble down. They get chased by giant spiders, they get attacked by giant spiders, and they tame giant spiders? They do find Argus, but they lose Vessel. They proceed through these tunnels looking for Vessel and for treasure, while navigating some traps and some puzzles. Meanwhile, Fiona, working away back at the Welcome Home Tavern, realizes her friends went adventuring without her. Luckily, she has a tracking device on those little nuggets. She goes off to find them. Meanwhile, Vessel wakes up in a spider chamber, bound and unable to break free. Fiona, like the Kool-Aid Man, comes barreling in and frees Vessel. Together, they kick some spider ass. The Argus, Caven, Cole, and Valamir group find themselves in a large chamber full of these giant spiders and a giant queen spider. Vessel and Fiona also find themselves in the same chamber, but on the opposite side. Both groups get to destroying spiders, and they meet victorious in the middle. And they are rewarded with a ton of rich stuff. And that, my friends and foes, is where the adventure begins.
Our heroes are returning in the evening, walking through the streets of the city of Almithra. They are battered and tired from their treasure hunt and dealing with the spiders. In particular, your friend Cole, the warrior of the group, says he's not ready for bedtime yet. He is off to go get some drinking done and some fighting in the morning, and he's going to be hitting the taverns for the next couple of days. Leave word with Grace at the Welcome Hall, and he'll catch up as soon as he can. He's got some pit fighting to do.
I know he can't count well, but does he realize he's like 3 feet tall right now?
He does. He is unaware of that at the moment. He walks off, and you guys bid him a good day. You guys are making your way back through the city, and it is crowded. People are enjoying the nightlife. It's a little warm out and hot. You walk down the city streets. You get some strange looks until Caven, you collapse to the ground as someone has tripped you. You see 3 thugs laughing and surrounding you as you trip and fall over their foot, as you are not that tall right now. You've been afflicted by a power that has reduced your height to quite some, what did we say, 3 feet you just said, Eric?
2 or 3-ish.
Yeah. And what caused that?
Spill of excess magic residue, if you will. Don't need to go into further details with children around.
All right. So we have a couple of our people affected by this. You go collapsing, and one of the punks says, "Ah! What do we have here, little boy? You look weird."
Hey! Pick on someone your own size.
I'm Jix the Jix.
That's not what Jix said.
No, it's close, kind of there. He says, "You look like a freak," and he gives you a little kick on the butt and sends you back down to the ground. Is this like a baby Goliath? I don't know, says the other one.
Yeah. This is what baby Goliaths look like.
And the third one just spits at you, misses, and it lands on the cobblestone near your hand.
You're lucky I wasn't bigger. That would have hit me, and I would have been upset.
Who else was affected by this? Anyone else?
Caven and Cole.
Okay, just Caven and Cole.
Yeah.
All right.
They're the most common victims of my chaos magic.
we are.
All right. They look at the rest of the intimidating-looking wizard, and particularly the
Fireball.
Not yet. You haven't rested yet. And
It's stewing.
Fortunate for them.
Yes. And the Warforged cleric, and they keep their distance, and they just back off and let you go, Caven, if you are so inclined.
Come along, baby Goliath.
If you're hungry later, there is food at the soup kitchen. You look like you could use it.
They mumble to themselves and snicker and laugh.
It's
and,
chewable, trust us.
And they walk away. Sure to be seen again.
Sure.
The group retires to the Welcome Hall, a nice, kind of smallish, but nice inn that you have been staying at for some time. The motherly figure of Grace comes out from the kitchen area as she sees you enter, and she quickly puts down a tray with some food and says, "What has happened to you, Caven? You look adorable."
Shrunk in the dryer.
She
Weird turn of phrase in that.
she kneels down next to you, so you're eye to eye, and she says, "I don't understand, Valimir. Can't you do something about this?"
I could, yes.
Need a bit of a rest first.
Well, I mean,
I'll be okay.
I'll tell you what. I'll go find some of my old little Billy's clothes, because you're gonna need some new clothes.
My clothes didn't shrink with me.
They did, but you may have more than one pair.
Gotcha.
Your little Billy?
Yeah.
Where's little Billy now? Oh, no.
She looks down.
I'm sorry.
I guess he never made it to Big Billy.
Man.
I'll go look through some of his things, and I'll find something for you, Kate.
Great grace. It's awfully kind of you. This is just a bit of leftover chaos from a bit of a fight we had earlier downtown. Should wear off in a day or two. Make nothing of it.
All right. Well, let me know if you need anything, and because you all look rather beat up and bloodied. It seems to be a recurring theme.
Well, cleaning up this town isn't as clean as you might think. It's dirty work, you know.
Well, be that as it may, trying to keep the place orderly and tidily, and I'll get some towels or something. I don't want blood all over my sheets.
I'll take a bath.
And you guys retire for the evening. Anything special you want to do?
Grow.
Fiona has some tinkering parts she wouldn't mind
I forgot
messing
about
with.
that. So you found tinkering parts. This is part of our custom game mechanic. I am looking at our new tinkering capability. During downtime, you can roll on a chart to create little devices. We have a deck of custom one-time use devices, and you get to add +3 to the roll for each tinkering part, and you are adding your tinkering skill, your tool skill, which is increased by 1 because your proficiency is going up by 1. So how many? And you must use all your tinkering parts at once.
Yeah.
How many do you have?
I have 2.
Okay, so +6 on top of whatever else.
Yep.
Give me the total number.
18.
18 are two devices. They are right in front of the pencils.
I also need to ask a question.
Yes.
How to determine number of spells my cleric knows or has prepared?
That is a gloriously important question. The answer may surprise you. The answer is
Number 3, Wilson.
I believe it's 432, if I'm not mistaken.
yes. Spell slots 4, 3, and 2.
4, 3, and 2.
Yes.
But how many can I know?
You know,
Or have them prepared?
The casting must to you prepare. When you do so, choose a number of cleric spells equal to your wisdom modifier plus your cleric level.
And no number beyond that?
Yeah, correct. So what's your wisdom modifier?
3.
3, so 8 spells.
8 spells.
Because that can be all level 3s and 2s or whatever you want.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
don't clerics work differently than?
No, that is the cleric, but they can pull constantly each day from the master list.
Gotcha.
Plus,
Okay.
I also get always prepareds that don't get so
Yeah,
bad.
because
as well.
with the 8, you actually have less spells known than you have total spell slots. 4, which is fine because you would have to double up, but
Yeah, I know all the spells, but
yeah,
what I have prepared is different. Yeah.
copy.
All right. Fiona, you've done some work.
Yeah.
Hammering away.
Made some stuff. And she hands Valamir this little
Piece of candy.
yellowish, dirty yellowish crystal called a time crystal.
Yummy.
And then she has this like needle of purplish liquid that she's going to give to Aragus.
Oh.
Right? You guys each only have one of those. Okay, so you can only, you're at max.
2 max.
2 is the max.
2 is
Use
the
them-
max,
use them so
yes,
you can
I
get
have
new
2.
ones.
Oh.
I will hopefully be using.
Russell has exhausted his supply of trinkets.
Yes, but
And he's
those were weird.
continuing
Those
to
were
get-
weird ones that
No,
definitely.
Thank you.
Vessel's peering over the. Is that for me?
I'll get you one. I'll get you one.
Fiona, you are hammering away throughout the night in your room with Vessel, who quietly just sits on his bed. And also, there is a mechanical competition that's
There is.
happening in a month.
It's now 26 days
Right.
away.
So you need to be creating something throughout this month
Yeah.
that I would imagine, it's up to you. You could create something large, but you're only doing it when you're at the inn, or you can create something smaller that can fit on the back of Vessel.
Yeah.
So we need to you don't have to reveal the whole thing, or you can. Some idea of what you're doing.
I have an idea in my head. and I need a moment with Valamir to
Okay.
do a little bit of horse trading
Okay.
because he has a part that
I sure
want-
do.
that I need, and I have something that used to be his that is mine from the Finders Keepers rule that I can return to him.
Uh-huh. This is a new house rule that Seth has actually begun.
I mean,
Well,
I do have possession.
that is 9/10 of the law, as they say.
So over breakfast, if it is the next day.
Not the next day yet.
Okay.
But
Well,
it
we'll have a conversation about this
Okay,
at some
great.
point.
Yeah, we have some loots to split as
We do.
well.
yes, for
And
sure.
that will be dependent upon things that I would like to do as well with certain resources.
Yeah, can I have a
may-
small scene with Fiona real quick?
Yeah.
Ares comes knocking on your door during the night. Fiona, I'm sorry to bother you.
She's busy.
Closing the door.
Oh, I see Big Billy's in town.
Big Billy.
Do you mind if Vessel's in the room, or do you want him to? Okay. He's just in a trance. He's just staring.
I was gonna greet Vessel. Vessel,
He's facing the corner.
Vessel. Whatever. Fiona, sorry to bother you. I know we haven't had as many moments as I'd like to get to know one another, but I'm hoping that we can sort of change that together.
For sure.
I have a bit of an idea, and I think you're the perfect person to help me. You've noticed Valamir helping me and I helping him with our spells every once in a while, during battle and otherwise performing. I'm wondering if there's something you could provide us on the more mechanical side, a physical device that we don't have to use our magical abilities to conjure, that can sort of boost our performance, be it in battle or simply performing out on the town. Does anything like that sound...
Well, sure. I know,
well.
like, remember when you were in your little loot battle and I created that coin that made the rude sound?
Yes.
I can make pretty much any noises. I can make those real easy. So whenever you're out and about and, like, trying to make some coin or trying to schmooze a little, I can help you there. But, like, there's a lot of things I can do. I don't know so much in battle. I don't know. I can't really... I don't know how helpful a lot of these things will be. Maybe as a small distraction.
Even a small distraction, as we've come to find, can be a big help.
Yeah.
Anything like that, any sort of device that you could turn to our benefit. I think
Well,
would
like,
be
look
very
at this
helpful.
little thing I've been working on. I've got a lot of different... it's hard to focus on one thing. But I got a
You're
lot of
very
little
handy.
things.
Already you've provided me with a ring and this anal injector. Am I reading that right?
The anal injector.
That's analgesic.
I'm reading that right. I put my glasses on for this.
Yeah, just a quick poke in the butt. I mean, if
Bonus
you want to
action and
go
you're
for
right to, good to go.
the middle of the cheeks, you can, but that doesn't need to be. But look at this little cube, and I'll whisper like, and then here, hold it up to your ear,
Yes.
and you're super cool, Argus.
Oh.
And I can do, like, any of us can, like, make a message like that, or you have several instruments you could, like,
Yes.
record. If you want, you could be like a one-man band.
Well, this simple device right here is the perfect example of what I had in mind. I think I'll call it a PlayStation.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful.
He's
Thank
gonna
you, Fiona.
pre-record this. Believe it or not, George is in home. I'm also thinking each night she whispers into a coin, "You're a good boy."
Yeah.
Valamir," and puts it under his pillow every
You're
night.
super cool. You're super cool.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, just bring it back to me, and I can make a few of these at a time. So,
Well,
just let me know what you want.
Fiona, this is the perfect thing, and anything you can do further.
I can do another one that, like, shoots up some sparks, and it'll read something. I could do that.
all
I can make
sorts
one
of
light up.
things.
It doesn't do a lot of light, but if we ever need that.
Well, these small distractions, well, as I said, just like with Valamir and myself, be a huge help in our efforts, and I won't forget that.
Okay, yeah, let me know what I can do.
Good night, Vessel!
Oh, he's
Good.
He's deep in dreams right now.
I got a wave. That's enough.
Yes. He looks like he's sleeping, but he never, ever sleeps.
Never
Body
sleeps.
language is 80% of communication. You know.
Okay.
I imagine anything the artificer makes comes back to you. You can borrow it for a week, but then
Oh,
it
yeah,
sprouts
yeah,
legs
yeah.
and then just finds its way
sure.
back.
Anything else you guys want to do tonight before you rest?
Yes.
Rest before the loot,
Well,
or loot and then rest.
well, it depends. Are we gonna have time after we rest to do more stuff?
Sure.
Because there's a few things that I would like to do.
Sure. Whatever you want.
Let's rest, and then
Very well. And split some
Meet in the
loots, rest, and then there are some things to accomplish.
Before you do that,
Here it comes.
I want Valimir and Aragus to make insight roll 10s for something vague.
13.
That's
19.
good. 19?
19.
As you two are chatting and getting your bedroom sleeping slippers on and nightcap, whatever that
Sure.
ritual is, you both have a sense that something is odd in the air.
Was that you?
Whether it was or wasn't, I don't think it's the point. I smell it too. Something is weird.
But does it smell better to you than it? No, never mind.
It's not so bad. It's kind of a wet
Mercy.
Anything else you want to do tonight?
Yeah, try to figure out what the fuck that
Yeah,
is.
something is awry. It's not the smell.
What
No
do you
matter
want?
what Valimir says.
It's not alright. It's a sourdough.
So something in the air is off.
Yes.
Is that says Aragus and I are speaking a scent, a smell, just a feeling,
It seemed
a
like
magical
a feeling,
tingling.
and you get a slight scent of something that's not so good, but then no, it's fine. But it's more of a feeling. You can't shake this feeling.
Does it have anything to do with the information we learned last week? Or Aragus kind of came to a resolution of with the Queen's Cabal or anything?
I have no comment on that
Okay.
whatsoever.
Okay.
Valimir will give kind of everybody at the inn. Is that where we're at?
You guys are in
Welcome
the
all.
inn. You're in
Yeah.
your 3 different rooms.
Oh, so we're in our room.
You're with him presently.
Who agreed to that?
It's the luck of the draw.
You didn't
Apparently. They
disagree.
go together. They go together.
That's fair. I feel the need to perhaps step out and see what might be happening.
I understand. I'm not feeling quite right myself, but I'm not sure what it is.
Well, I'm going to step out into the tavern and take a walkabout.
All right, you
Right.
head downstairs. The tavern part of the inn is.
Aragus, are you coming with me?
Yes, I believe I shall.
You're down there. It's just starting to wind down. There are half a dozen people there. It's a pretty quiet place. And Grace calls out, last round, and then we're closing the doors.
And Valimir's scoping the people, just see if there's anybody out of the ordinary, any like odd tense feelings. Kind of eyeing Grace a little bit, make sure like her body language is cool, she's not tense and
What's
things
your
like
insight?
that. Insight is +1.
Okay. You see nothing unusual with Grace.
Kind of try and stroll back in the kitchen at some point when she's not
Okay.
kind of looking that way and kind of go back rooming a little bit.
All right, you're in the back.
Yeah, Aragus is just sitting at the bar looking around. He kind of has made a little corner section with all his instruments and the kind of near the stage, if you will. And again, just with his +2 insight is just looking around, seeing the people gathered and eating and whatnot.
Okay. Aragus, you see nothing unusual with the people. I maybe recognize a face here or there
Sure.
you've seen in here before, but nothing peculiar. And Valimir, you scope out the kitchen. You look around in the storeroom.
Any
You check-
books?
You
Books.
look books. You see a thin cookbook.
I will open that book.
It is already open, and it has a recipe on there for cheese biscuits.
Not losing the spot for cheese biscuits, because that would be rude. I will flip through the book
All right.
to see if there's anything amiss.
There's nothing amiss. It is more and more recipes in there.
But they're all cheese biscuits.
Can my quill function to write the recipes into my spell book? Kidding. I will continue. If I scope out the back room and the back areas and there's nothing
Nope, you checked
amiss,
up your door.
I'll
it's
go back
locked.
to Aragus.
All right.
Oh, perhaps I'm just on edge after everything. I miss Spiderfax.
Oh, my friend, I wish he didn't go back home to his family, but, well, I suppose it hurts all the more, doesn't it?
It would have been a lot of questions if he had come along, to be sure.
Yes, I don't think Grace over there would fancy a giant spider feeding on her guests.
Not so much.
Well, what strange feeling. What more should we do?
Well, perhaps.
Without waking the others, I'm at a bit of a loss.
Perhaps it is just a thing not to be known this day. Prepare to retire.
Yes, well, we do have a lot to talk about on the morrow, but like you, I'm feeling a bit overworked, so
Indeed.
I suppose it can wait.
I also like, as par for our group, you don't retire, you prepare to retire. Let us plan how we shall prepare to
Go
retire.
to bed about 15, hit the snooze.
All right, you guys heading to bed? You head to bed.
I
You
guess.
rest and relax.
We missed it, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Argus, you get a good night's sleep, and everyone is feeling much more refreshed. Valimir, though, you do have glorious and sad dreams of riding a champion spider into many battles on great fields with knights behind you and exaggerated scenes. And
So Phantom Steed is a third level spell. I'm wondering how well we can flavor that.
this is the spell called Phantom Steed.
Man, I was gonna use Major Image as Spider Family. It was gonna be a whole thing.
Yeah, we can do something like that, I think. Yeah, why not? All right.
I don't think I'm going to take it just yet, but
It is another glorious battle that you ride with your long, glorious Fabio hair in your dream flowing behind you on top of Shadowfax, slaying the evil hordes. They are ghastly and disgusting and smelly. And then you sense that the smell is much more palpable, and you start to blink, and your dream goes away. And you awaken and can see something awry.
of course.
You see from your right towards the window, there is a blur of space of gray and white kind of coming to a focal point, and out from that a silhouette appears. Not through the window, but through something else just within the window, and steps into your room.
Is it aware that I am awake?
You are not sure because you, for a moment, are not sure you're awake or not because you are unable to move.
Son of a bitch.
And this figure steps in, and you realize as this figure gets closer and closer, it smells terrible. It is a pale, ghastly beast, humanoid, with a very long pink tongue, very gaunt, and exuding and terrible undead stench. Slightly hunkered down with some nasty little claws, slightly ghoulish in appearance as it comes quietly into your darkened room. You are able to glean that you are not stuck, but are able to move extremely slowly. Extremely slowly.
Okay.
The creature comes over to you, moving also slowly, but nowhere near as slowly as you, and comes over and gets very close to you, and you feel a desire to retch from its terrible stench, and it gets close, and then another silhouette appears at the window. And another pale, ghastly creature steps in, slightly hunkered over, broad shoulders, thin muscles, long tongue, and it comes over and creeps over and hunkers over Aragus's bed.
Am I able to cast a spell?
You sure can start, but it's going to take a long time.
Okay.
One action round is probably like 3 minutes of time.
So I have this thing in my possession
Mm-hmm.
from Fiona.
Mm-hmm.
And
That you sleep with?
Yeah, that's the other question.
well, probably not.
All right.
Oh.
And then...
So
That
I will
creature-
start casting
Okay.
magic missile though.
All right.
In the meantime, just as no wiggle waggles or piggle paggles to be seen, because I don't necessarily need those.
All right.
They're just to add a little variety.
Do
So-
bonus actions play faster than standard actions in this
It's
concept?
the same.
Same. All right.
An action round is...
Right, but I am starting the process.
Okay. You start that process. As you start that process, you sense two more things. One is you sense a third figure. This figure appears to be also coming through this weird focal point, this strange portal. But this figure is taller and different silhouette. And you also get a sense that this figure is moving at much normal speed.
Bastard.
And you are moving and now in a normal speed, but you are different. You are in ethereal form, rising up on your elbows from your bed and can see your body underneath you. And you can see your body is slowly mimicking those spell words kind of a thing, but you yourself are there as this third figure comes in. It is a angelic figure. With big, glorious, ethereal wings over its shoulders, and this figure glides in and gently floats to the floor, and then effortlessly glides over to the edge of your bed by your feet, and kind of leans over your ethereal form. This figure is also ethereal, and you see it is a shape of a beautiful woman with 4 horrific gashes in her mouth torn open in this ghostly image as she leans over and looks at you. Also over you is a physical ghastly creature. Also over Aragus is a physically ghastly creature, but they seem to be in the realm of reality, whereas you and this angelic figure are not.
Hello, love.
The creature says, "I do not know who you are. You have been hard to find."
And who are you?
She leans over creepily, towering over your bed, with her torn up face.
Personal spaces, no problems.
She says, "I am Syrian, the messenger of pain."
Valimir is not here to receive such message.
The name Greysbell cannot be found here.
I'm attempting to, in my ethereal form, kind of back up and away as much as I can from Syrian messenger of
All right.
pain. Not really knowing, fearful, but not really knowing how else to react in the moment, and kind of waiting for, because if I flee my mortal form, I'm pretty much toast, so I have to stick near it. But I don't really want to be near Syrian, our dear messenger here.
She holds out a hand, like a pause motion with a flat palm, and her hand looks very old in this ghostly form. She says, "Relax. There is much for you to fear."
Those seem to be in polarity with each other. As relaxation and fear far from one another in emotional states.
This will all be over soon.
Oh, God.
She cocks her head and kind of looks up to the rafters of your room.
What is it that you seek here, where you do not belong?
I seek an answer.
To what question?
The question of what is in the air? A sound, a note. There is a calling. Can you hear it?
I felt it perhaps earlier. Perhaps it was your presence, I do not know. But there was a thing amiss, and you are here. And both are disturbing to me.
As it should be.
As it is.
Your plan was to rest and wake up refreshed with beautiful, beautiful life.
I would like to fulfill that plan. What is your plan?
My plan is to abide by my master's wish, and he wishes that you do not heed the call.
What call am I not to heed?
You cannot hear it.
Ah. If I cannot hear it, then I cannot heed it, and your job here is done. Be well, Cerulean Mistress of Pain. I will bid you adieu.
She looks a little odd and looks around the room.
Your logic is undeniable.
You have confused me, the ghost.
She says, but the question has not been answered.
And that question again is what?
When you were to wake up tomorrow, what were your intentions? That is what my master must know.
And who is your master to know such things?
My master is the ruined wizard, the haunted. You might know his old name of Zexa.
Zexa. Indeed, I do know your master's name. And of what interest am I to such a thing?
As you have been called to, you who has no name.
Oh, merely been misplaced, I assure you.
So, let us finish this final rest. After you answer my question, what were your intentions tomorrow?
My intentions tomorrow are to do what I must.
That cannot be allowed.
It cannot be stopped.
Then I will have to kill you, and I will take your soul to a far, far dark place.
Well, perhaps it can be stopped then. If that were to occur.
She steps back away from the bed.
What then bargain has your master sent you to fulfill then? If you are here and we are speaking, and yet my mortal coil temporarily remains, there must be purpose in that. Otherwise, you would have no need to interact and speak with me.
She turns away and with her angelic wings facing you and glides back towards the window. There is no deal, no bargaining.
Fireball? I am fucking lost.
That's a tough one.
What is it that your master would then have me do?
If you are to do what you must, then you will die. And she disappears through the portal at the window. And as she does that, you are snapped back into your body and wake with a loud
Back
gasp.
to reality.
You wake with a loud gasp and find yourself in the room with a horrible, ghoulish, ghastly creature over you that hisses and comes at you with its claws. And you will be able to roll initiative to see if you're able to go faster. I'll roll it here in the encounter chart for you. More so, though, Aragus.
Technically, you don't have that
Are these
crystal yet.
creatures
Oh,
incredibly
shit.
silent?
I do have this one.
Or does anyone else hear any of this
That's
shambling?
what I'm just about to get to.
Oh,
That's a
Am I
good question.
visited by an angel?
That's a good
perhaps?
question. So, you have a choice, Valimir. You can do whatever you want to do, roll initiative, and off you go. Or you can take 5 off of your initiative and yell out immediately and try and get your friend's attention, Aragus.
Negative.
-5. Or you can choose not to do that, and then he has a chance to have detected this thing over him.
I'll take the negative.
Okay. So, what do you yell as this happens? Okay.
Now, Vessel is not sleeping.
Ghouls!
He's conscious.
You're hold off on that.
Okay.
Hold off on that. All right. All right. You yell that.
Sense undead.
Rolling. And let's see what happens here.
If you had a nose, you could smell these.
Do I get advantage since I already had magic missile halfway through?
slowly going? Getting faster.
All right. You rolled extremely well in your initiative regardless. And you are first to go, then Aragus, and then
Wow.
these ghasts rolled terribly bad. They are slow to get that final blow. And Aragus, you wake up startled seeing this creature. You look over, see Valimir, and then to your right eye, you see this horrible creature. And you guys are in combat right now. Keep in mind, you do not have any armor on, Aragus.
Are we level 5?
You are level 5.
Okay.
Yes.
No armor means what? -1 to.
That's going to be a lot less than that. What armor do you have?
Leather.
It's going to be 10 plus dex.
Okay.
So is it my turn then?
12. Oh, okay. So 1 less.
All right, Aragus, what do you want to do? No, I'm sorry, not Aragus.
yeah.
Valimir, sorry.
Valimir.
Needs to make a roll.
Okay.
You are dealing with a horrific stench. Make a Constitution 10 saving throw or be poisoned. This horrific stench. Constitution 10.
Valimir!
What?
Hold your breath! And I'll give you a Bardic Inspiration D8.
I will need that because I'm at a 7 right now. So
Well, when can you cast that?
A Bardic Inspiration?
When do you use that? I think that's during your turn. That's
Is it?
It's not a
Okay.
reaction.
Never mind. Bonus action, sorry.
Did you fail?
I did.
Okay. You are poisoned until the start of your next turn, so your attack rolls and saving throws are a disadvantage, and you will have to make this continually while you're within 5 feet of this creature.
That makes that an easy thing to do. Magic missile.
Okay.
they
Disadvantage
subvert
this.
both of those.
All right.
All right, so there's a little wiggle, and there's a waggle, and there's a piggle. There might have even been a paggle.
This is a cantrip, and it's improved because you're level 5.
No, this is a first level spell.
Oh, it's a spell.
Yeah, but the advantage to this in this instance is that it is automatic to hit.
Fantastic.
And Jesus Christ, have lost dice, and one of them is a
He's not in this mythos.
caltrop. Okay, that's.
That dice went ethereal.
Are all missiles going to the one right over you?
Oh yeah.
How does that look? Do they travel the long way?
2, 4, 8, 11 points of damage.
11.
cow.
You blast 3 missiles into the creature. It gasps, and its tongue and its mouth hisses.
And then as a bonus action,
Yes.
I'm going to throw my sheet over it and try and back away.
All right, the Scooby-Doo play. You are
And I would have got away with it too.
You are standing on your pillow with your back against the wall, as far from the creature as you can get.
Yes.
Aragus, it is your turn. You are also dealing with the stench. Constitution 10 saving throw.
Against?
Constitution 10 saving throw.
What's the effect I'm trying to avoid?
Poison.
I have advantage on that.
On saving or resistance to poison.
Yep.
But
Oh, it's not. Advantage.
yeah, that's
Sorry.
poison
Okay.
damage.
Sorry. Confusing all these things with one another. Oh, jeez, what was that? I'm gonna use my DM inspiration. I
All
rolled a
right, one and only
3.
hero point.
Constitution?
Constitution saving throw.
Not much better. I got a 7.
Okay, you are poisoned. What do you want to
Okay.
do? This guy's right on you.
I do have resistance against poison damage, which is good. So, Valimir gets up on his bed, and Aragus sprouts up and is on top of his bed, gives a little tick-a-doo with his lute of echoes, and just says, I am not going to miss my continental breakfast because of you ingrates! And will cast Vicious Mockery upon the one closest to me, the ghoul,
All right.
which is upgraded to... Okay, so it's a charisma saving throw.
Ooh.
Sorry, wisdom saving throw, excuse me.
Ooh, okay, I can do that.
Wisdom.
It got an 11.
It fails. So it'll take
Take suck it damage.
it'll take 3 points of psychic damage.
Oh, psychic, not psychic.
And has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Okay. It is going to do said attack. It is reaching out to you with...
Quickly, I will use my bonus action to say to Valimir, hold your breath. Give you that inspiration.
It leans over and starts to bite at your shoulder with nasty teeth. And keeping your armor class in mind, it is a total of 24 to hit.
Okay, that's double my armor.
Hold on, let me double check.
Yeah, we
Plus
sure?
3 plus 2. Why is it plus 2? No, it'd be a 20.
It's
still
fine.
something.
It's
bad
fine.
to hit. All right. It hits you and does a total of... This looks where it should be slashing. Here we go. A total of 9, 10, 11, 12 points of... I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It is 12 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
As its sharp bite gouges into your level 5 shoulder. Similarly, another one over Valimir swipes at you with claws. And that is a 13 to hit.
And because I do not have mage armor up, that is a hit.
Oh, you've been hit for 11 points of slashing damage. And you feel your body start to tense up. Make a Constitution 10 saving throw or be paralyzed for a minute.
You do have a D8 if you need it.
I can do that after I roll, though, right?
Just before you call it out.
I'll be rolling that in. I feel really inspired right now. And thank goodness I did. Total of 12,
Okay.
7 on that bardic inspiration.
There you go.
Wow.
Which was pretty much my saving grace there.
Okay. You take damage, and you are able to shrug off this. And this creature is standing on the foot of your bed. You're on bed.
My
Bed to bed.
my clever blanket trap didn't slow it
get too
down.
bad. No.
Oh well.
Uh,
Am I poison? Do I get it? It's until the next end of my next turn.
round. Also sleeping, sniffing oddly, is Caven. And something is definitely foul. And then you realize Cole isn't here tonight. You need to make a
Take a bath.
perception roll, as you are a holy individual, and these are some nasty undead. There is one of these creatures over you. You get advantage with your perception roll to detect this thing as it enters your room.
What?
I suggest you make this.
Ha! All right. Let's see. What is my perception? Okay. I rolled a 4 and a 4.
Oh, okay.
So my total is 6.
All right.
Why didn't you take his suggestion, Tim? You have a hero.
I do have a hero point.
What do you want to do?
I'll use it. I rolled a 9 and a 9.
Okay. That's a total with your perception.
Total 11.
Jeremy definitely cursed those dice.
He did.
13 was your target number. You awaken, for sure, with half dozen pointy, curved, needle-like teeth digging into your chest. That is advantage. So that is a 24 to hit.
Yeah.
And it is D8. Roll a D8 and add it to 19 for the total number of damage you take with a critical hit.
Why is that critical?
If you're unconscious and sleeping, hits are advantage and critical.
So a 7.
26 points of damage. He gets you right in the throat.
I'm gonna use my stone
Reflexively tightening his neck muscle.
This is insane.
stone's endurance. That's a D12.
So it was 26 damage.
Minus 8.
Wow.
So
That's a good roll.
18.
18. You are awakened and may have a turn.
What is going on?
No, the good news is you're back to normal size. Oh, we'll get you back to normal
What
size.
is going on? All right.
Oh boy.
So I'm rolling, and
Does he grow the moment he's bet?
Chris, can we get back to? There's no camera for us.
that's a 10.
Yeah.
It's a miss.
Okay. So you grabbed your weapon and were swinging wildly.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep in mind you have no armor, by the way.
Okay.
Fiona, as you rest comfortably, there's a strange, awkward smell in the air. I need you to make a...
Can't blame Vessel for that either.
I need...
So Fiona, working tirelessly, fell asleep at her workbench, which is on top of Vessel.
I need you to still make a perception roll without advantage.
That's funny.
Trying hard.
How about a nat 20?
With a nat 20, you are immediately you're immediately awakened upon this smell, and you see coming in through some strange grayish, almost like a plus-shaped portal by the window, 2 silhouetted, ghastly creatures come in. They creep across. You are pretending to be asleep. You can see them coming closer and closer, and you can feel the slight, imperceptible movements of Vessel awake, who never ever sleeps, as these creatures slowly hover over you, and then after a few moments they get a signal to attack. But you guys may go first.
Big guy, we got a problem.
I see them. All undead.
She was talking to Big Billy.
Oh.
Oh God.
Newt, wake up. We're in trouble.
We're in trouble.
What do you want to do?
Go ahead. I'm gonna let Vessel
Vessel.
go first.
Vessel stands upright with Fiona upon his back, and says, "This room's claimed by Celine," and slams his hammer to the ground. I wouldn't say Fiona, which would have been accurate, but not as dramatic.
Yeah.
And he casts his divinity in this room.
Okay.
So it is just a pouring out of a golden light that just flashes across the floor. And I don't know if it pours into other rooms.
No, you're
but
gonna
it
have
covers
line of sight.
line of sight. Okay.
And what is this divinity again?
It's the innate ability, and it.
I think you have two different, or is it just one?
It's a good question. Well, it can be used as healing. I'm using it as turn undead.
Turn undead. Okay.
And if it's. Yeah, and you'll have to check.
All right. Turning undead. They're making a saving throw. Is that right?
I believe so, yes.
Look it up real fast. They have turning defiance. Advantage on all saving throws to turn undead.
Wow.
Fantastic.
So I need to
find
know.
that
I'm
out.
assuming they're making a wisdom save, right?
You would probably be right. I'm
Okay.
looking really quick here. Destroy, turn, divinity check, turn. Where's the turn? Turn. Boom, divinity. That's the healing one. Destroy is in that one. It's not
Channel divinity,
here.
turn undead.
Yeah,
as an action.
The destroy's in here, but not the turn.
Each undead that can see or hear you within 30 feet must make a wisdom saving throw. If it fails, it is turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage. What is the DC that it needs to meet?
14.
14. Yes?
If I may, you said see or hear.
Mhm.
I'm assuming these rooms are not soundproofed.
I'm going to say not in this particular case.
Okay.
The first one with advantage got a 13. You said you needed a 14?
14.
It failed. The second one with advantage rolled a 2 and a 4 and also failed.
Woo!
So a big turning holy light goes out.
Are
Each
either of them half challenge rating?
No.
Okay.
They must spend its turn running away as fast as it can and cannot willingly move to a space within 30 feet. It also can't take reactions, so they are going to start to scatter. One goes left and smashes through the door into the hallway of the second floor inn. The other goes right and plunges into the portal and disappears.
Okay.
Fiona.
So Fiona
And Tim, we do have a battle map up for all this, right?
Okay.
uh,
Got
was,
it.
was working on a lot of things. She's always in the middle of several projects. One of her newest ones, in slowly transforming into her hero vessel. She has fashioned herself a miniature-sized cannon of the one that is on him.
Yep.
And that is now going to be where all of her spells are going to be coming from.
All right.
It's a feat called Arcane Firearm, where I can fashion my spell. What do you call it? The emulator.
Focus?
The focus into a firearm
My
that gives
move-
us some extra damage.
My movement would have been to chase after the one that's in the building
Okay.
still.
Maybe Chris can make that happen.
She's gonna fire. She's gonna shoot a firebolt from that cannon, and it'll be an 11 to hit.
All right. You blast and you almost hit Vessel, and it smashes into the door instead. Anything you want to do with your move? Otherwise, we are back at the start of the round.
There's also a cannon on top of Vessel that gets
all
an
right.
action, so we'll try. Hopefully, that'll do a little bit better. That'll be a 21 to hit.
Okay, that's a strike.
14 points of damage.
Ooh, what type of damage?
It's force damage.
That's the best kind. It does not have any issue with that. All right, you blast the creature, and are you giving chase as well?
Yep.
All right. You guys are out in the hall. We are at the start of the round. In a room maybe 20, 30 feet away is Valamir on top of your bed.
Valamir is like, this bed is kind of small, but there should be enough room for all of me. And he casts mirror image.
Okay.
They're all sleeping.
Cast mirror image, and then I will have to see where I am because I don't want to be right where I am right now. You cannot ping a token you cannot see.
Oh, do
Okay,
we have a
there
battle
go.
map? I didn't even see
We
it.
do.
We do.
Oh,
I wouldn't have asked all those silly questions.
I am going to
That helps you.
That helps me.
Okay, sorry.
do.
I got 3 of them. So.
Ah, yeah.
I'm going to scream for my friends. Ghouls! There are ghouls! Vessel! Cole? Caven! Caven! Undead! To arms! To arms!
What else would you like to do? Oh, you cast your spell. You
Yeah.
did that. Okay, then
Wave
that
his
gives
hands
you
in the
all
air.
those protections. Got it. Great.
Yeah, so there's now
Fiona,
4 of me.
You can go again. Wait.
Okay, the little cannon will go off once more. This is a lot better with a 23 to hit,
Okay.
22 points of fire damage.
Wow, you blast the ghast into oblivion. It shrieks, goes flying across the hall, and tumbles down the stairs. And you hear, "What is going on?"
We better go check on our friends, Vessel.
I agree. As Grace turns into, "Ah!"
And we'll head off down the hall to the closest.
Well, I probably would have heard Valamir and
Okay.
go to kick in his door.
Okay, you're heading to that one.
We need a
Notice on
knock
that
spell.
Oh, you got it there, Tom?
one. Oh, sorry.
This
Yeah.
room is for Soli.
I'll let you do it.
Vessel, you are at the door, and you can kick it in and open it up and go in.
We'll do so.
Okay. Inside, you see your friend Aragus and multiple Valamirs being attacked by 2 of these ghasts.
Ew, 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 ew.
I will rush over and attack the one that is challenging Aragus.
Okay.
You're going to have to run past the one attacking me to get there.
That will actually be fine. I'll take his reactive hit. Do I happen to know if the undead react violently, so to speak, to healing energies?
You do not. No.
Okay.
Not these guys. Also, keep in mind, if you're racing in and charging in, and then you're doing a ranged attack off of him, it's going to be disadvantaged.
I didn't on that turn.
No, I'm just saying.
Yes.
Keep that in mind, because you're rushing right up
Yep.
to them.
Mhm.
Okay. So what are you doing?
I'm rushing up to the creature attacking Aragus.
Okay. That will be an attack of opportunity against you by the one on Valamir's bed. It lashes out with a 22 to hit, and you, though, are armored.
I am armored.
Because your armor never leaves
That'll
you.
still hit.
Okay, still hit. That's 12 points of slashing damage, and then you feel your metal concept of your body powering down slightly as you must avoid being paralyzed. Constitution save 10.
I have resistance on the save for poison.
This is not poison. This is Constitution 10 or be paralyzed.
Poison causes that, yes?
Nope, this is paralyzed.
Oh, I thought he was doing checks with poison.
Entirely different thing.
Okay. We'll take the shot.
Constitution 10 save or be paralyzed.
Oh. I'll reroll. That was a 1.
Ooh.
I'll reroll this die. With my other 17.
17. You get to continue with your turn and enjoy the combat. You're now next to Aragus on his bed.
We'll lash out at him.
At Aragus.
I am casting a level 3 spell.
Yikes.
Yes. The Spirit Guardians. This will be runes that come to life and flutter about and kind of fill the room. And as it reaches an enemy, it singes that glyph onto them and flies away, and then repeatedly does it over and over and over.
Okay. And they fly around you at a distance of 15 feet for 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
With concentration.
Yes.
And you can designate any number of creatures you can see to be unaffected by it. So I'm assuming you can see Valamir, Aragus, and Fiona, and you want them to be unaffected.
Yes.
You cannot see Caven.
Cannot see the cave.
All right. They are whipping around. Is that it?
And that would be it. Yes.
So when the creature enters their
And
first
that's-
okay, then it is Aragus's turn. Oh,
Need to make
Aragus,
sure
you
that
are
that's
starting next to this nasty stench. You need to make a poison save.
Okay. That's a Constitution.
Constitution, 10.
That's a 19.
Okay, you're now immune to this entire effect.
I will to the one in front of Vessel and myself. I'll just go for actually. How
If I may?
much? Yeah,
Yeah.
please.
It says if that creature enters the area the first time on a turn.
If it enters the area or starts its turn there, then it has to deal with your spell. It is not the creature's turn right now. It is Aragus's turn.
But a turn?
No. So it has to move in, or when its turn comes, which will happen in just a
Okay.
moment,
All right.
it'll
Just wanna
have
make
to do
sure.
it when it starts. Yeah.
Thank you.
Just gonna say to the one in front of me again. Tell me, did that woman run away from you, or did you run away from her? I'll cast Vicious Mockery on it.
Vicious Mockery. This
That's a wisdom
is
saving throw.
Wisdom save. It gets a 19.
The loot. The final two strings in the center of the loot begin to glow.
Yeah.
The magical loot that's
loot
absorbing
of
the
echoes.
failed spells not getting through.
Yes.
I forgot about that.
And as a bonus action, nothing happens.
Okay. Caven, you are all by your lonesome.
Yep. Caven moves up around the bed and over next to this undead,
Okay.
which happens to be 10 feet in a straight line once he gets up to the foot of the bed.
Chris, can you make that happen?
Yeah, probably.
Charging at him.
And charges this stinky boy.
Break him through the end wall and so forth.
There.
So that's a 21 to hit.
It ducks, and you smash its head where it ducks, and you hit him.
So 20, and when I make contact, like you see the head of the Warhammer glow with divine smite, and it's 23 points damage.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Huge hit. Bright radiant energy lights up the creature.
Paladin of Selene is awake. I feel him.
It
See
is
a flash.
badly injured for sure. And this was your charger action, right?
Charger, yeah.
When you use your action to dash, you can make ice. Totally sweet. Great. Next up is the ghast right next to you, Vessel, and it must make a wisdom saving throw. Be prepared to do all the damage and all the effects on that cool spell if I pass or fail. The saving throw coming through is a 3.
Good lord.
Jeez.
He will take full damage of what I roll for this bad boy. I have just enough there.
This is against Vessel?
This is Vessel's spell of these swirling guardians around him.
Yes. He's going to take 17 radiant damage.
17 radiance. He shrieks, holds up his hands in pain as the bright lights and the spirits whipping around hit him. And you just yell at Aragus, "Look away, Marion!" And the creature is near death, but is still going to attack. And that is attacking. That's going to attack you. Freaking out and hissing, it is going to claw at you.
That one has disadvantage on its next attack.
Shoot, because it got a good roll. It's... Oh, I think it's still got... It rolled a 20 and then a 19. So it hits.
19 will still
I
hit.
think the 19 is a hit, but we'll take the second one. Only 5 points of slashing and make a 10 Constitution saving throw or be paralyzed.
I have one. I will do 10 con saving throw. is a 14, 15.
Okay, you're fine. There is a ghast next to Haven, and it is going to bite your head off. Rolling a 16 to hit you.
Yeah, if I don't have armor on,
All right.
that hits.
9 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And that's it with the bite.
Okay.
Much better than the bloody one waking you up. There is another ghast that is behind you, Vessel, on Valamir's bed, attacking Valamir. It is also caught up within the 15-foot radius. It is past the saving throw, so it takes half damage.
It will take. I'd say it will take 8 points of radiant damage.
All right, it takes that, and it is going to claw at you, Valamir.
That
Sorry.
was actually 27 points of damage. Sorry.
What is?
Caven's hit earlier was actually 27 points of damage.
What's the difference?
It was 23 before.
So
I forgot my
four
plus
more.
4 for the
Four more.
for the
All right, I'll
weapon.
get to that in just a second. Continuing with Valamir's attack with some claws. It does not give up, mercilessly attacks you, but this time your weird throwing of another sheet on it befuddles it, and it swings and misses and falls off and drops prone on the ground next to you with a
All
natural
four of my
one.
Valamirs go.
It is
One of them is under a sheet.
Your own form of vicious mockery.
Exactly.
4 more damage to that one next to you. And Valamir, it is your turn. You have a prone dude right next to you.
Valamir is going to cast a fire bolt simply upon this dude.
Okay.
Heating up the
He gets
hands.
plus, and I'm going to. I have my staff at hand, I would hope. Maybe not.
Yeah, you can have it in hand.
I'm going to use one of its charges and get +1 to my attack roll. And since I am now level 5, that will turn my +7 into a +8 to hit.
The creature, you have advantage because you're within 5 feet of it.
I won't use the thingamabobber then.
Okay.
The staff.
Okay.
I'll just take my advantage. That's going to be a 26 to hit.
That is a huge
and does
hit.
9 points of damage.
All right.
Nice.
And what was that?
Fire.
Firebolt. Great. It is hit, still alive. Fiona, you're outside of
And it's
Haven's
prone,
door.
so I could move away from it without incurring an attack of
Sure.
opportunity. And I will gladly do that, moving probably behind Fiona.
Fiona's gonna move into the door opening, and
We'll switch spots.
that prone ghoul is gonna throw another firebolt.
I had already
at it
taken its reaction too, by the way. If that.
Oh, excellent.
with the 10 to hit.
All right. It goes wide and lights up the printed flowery sheets that Valamir requested from earlier.
Not to the sheets!
And
That's why I left.
the cannon on Vessel will attack that same one, and I understand it will be at disadvantage.
The one next to him.
Not the one on the floor?
No, the one on the floor.
Oh, that's 10 feet away. It will not be.
But it's okay.
Oh, prone makes a disadvantage.
Or advantage?
Well, he's
No.
in melee range of another creature.
I don't know. I'm just
No,
calling
prone,
out.
if you're within 5, it's advantage. If you're beyond 5, it's disadvantage because they're lower. That kind of concept.
Who made this game?
Roll the 3 and
Energy blasting in
And a
point blank
nat
range
20.
within this confined
won't
space
stop.
everywhere. It's stormtrooper action.
The holy cannon.
And Vessel, it is your turn.
Vessel. Does Vessel recognize these creatures as undead?
Yes.
Not having any experience, we'll try to do a touch attack
Okay.
to see if he can brand them with healing magic to see if that has any effect.
Okay. This would be a cure wounds.
Yes.
All right.
Before
what level
you
you
do
casting?
that, read the spell. It has no effect on undead.
Does it have no effect on undead?
Mine does.
I should
I don't
know
know about
that.
yours.
Probably not the case. Then I will instead light upon it with a mallet.
Okay. That is Pathfinder, I think, does that. Flips it,
Okay,
inverts it.
okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Okay, smashing with a glorious holy mallet.
Let's see. Plus my.
And Aragus, you're next.
Nice.
Argus on deck.
Where is my attack?
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 16. I'm trying to find my weapon stat. There it is.
That's definitely a hit.
Okay, that definitely hit.
Yep.
Then that is definitely a D.
It has 8 hit points remaining.
8 plus this. I
Oh, crush it.
Ah.
Its head, neck cracks in a weird angle, and it drops and fades away. Aragus.
They get worse by the death of them, don't they? You and your friends smell like an orcish sauna. Now get out of my room. And I'll cast Vicious Mockery on it again.
Another.
okay.
This is the prone
Much we're
guy.
talking to Vessel.
This is the prone guy 10 feet away on Valamir's bed. He's the only one in the room.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a will save.
Wisdom.
Wisdom save.
Yes.
Saving throw. Here we go. It misses with a 4. I'm rolling terrible on their save.
You can keep doing that.
2d4 of psychic damage.
And Caden, you're next.
4 psychic damage and disadvantage on its next attack roll.
All right, is barely unliving. Caven.
Haven takes one more swing. That is 23.
23 is a hit. Also, when you declare an attack action, you get 2 attacks.
I do?
You're level 5.
You're level 5.
It's part of your level up, man.
That's not just the fighter, but the paladin.
No,
as
it's
well.
the Goliath thing.
It's it's
No,
both.
Is it?
It's both
The fighter.
Oh, it's fighter and
all that
paladin?
shit.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's cool.
It's
Barbarian,
massive.
I
Yeah,
believe.
dude.
It's not just cool. Double checking your class features. Extra attack. Beginning at 5th level, you can attack twice when you declare an attack action.
Oh, I see that
Yeah.
now. Yeah, it's on my sheet.
So charge you don't because
Right.
it's a move. But
You were
attack.
sleepy.
Yeah.
Get a couple weeks off.
Yeah. So first roll was a hit.
First roll was a hit, and it's 9 points of damage.
Kills it instantly. You have not successfully done a double attack yet.
I haven't.
The creature,
hit someone.
the creature you smash with your warhammer.
Yep.
All right. You crumple in its head, and it then drops with a weird sagging gasp, and then it fades away, its essence disappearing into the portal near the window, and that portal fading away and disappearing itself.
Go back to the putrescence from where you came.
There is
Now-
one creature left. Yeah, you have a move.
Yeah, I still have a move.
Second attack,
Do
baby!
both of those attacks have to be back to back?
I don't think so with D&D.
You can attack, move, and attack.
Yeah.
You can stagger your
That's
movement, so yeah, you're good.
So, is it 30 feet to the one in the other room?
We'll say yes. I mean, if it...
35 feet.
give it to
35.
him.
Nope.
Take Fiona out.
I rush into the hall and ask Valimir what's going on. What's going on?
Oh,
be
the
in the
undead are attacking us as per usual.
As you
It's you're frantically fighting, but it's one of your images goes off to have a conversation.
We're being attacked yet again by undead and being sought by powers beyond our understanding. And what else would you have of us?
They came into his dream this time.
Valamir's not available at this time. If you'd like to leave.
I needed one of those little stone things you guys were talking
Yeah.
about
Oh, yeah.
earlier.
As you say that, you can see in the 10 feet away, the doorway of the other room is Fiona, and she's frustratedly blasting and blasting. And 10 feet beyond her, a ghast stands up off the bed and leaps off the bed right at Fiona. With
After
its,
suffering damage.
with its claw. Oh, it's got to make it save, doesn't it? This stupid swirling happy ghosts.
It also has disadvantage on that attack.
All right, let's deal with the save first. It passed with a 16
It will take 8 points of radiant damage.
and dies right before it gets to you. That's right.
You're mine!
You hold up your hand defensively, and just this little ghastly mist slightly touches you and then disappears, flies across the room, disappears into the portal, and the portal goes, disappears, and all is quiet except for a "What is happening?" as Grace comes storming down the hall with a rolling pin in her hand.
Fiona's gonna quickly start mending anything that got broken into the
Okay.
fight. Like, sapping whatever
Vessel will
bed
also
or-
discontinue the these searing runes that are floating about the room.
All right, she comes storming down the hallway, looks into the open door, and sees nothing unusual except overturned bedding and people standing on beds and looking very quiet. And then she double takes and then tries to figure out, oh, Valamir was here because she saw Valamir in that room.
Wait, all of us?
we were having a pillow fight.
A pillow fight?
Vessel picks up.
Admittedly,
No vessel that had the soup in it. No.
admittedly, it's got a bit out of hand. Yes.
It is 5:30 in the morning.
I
Even
can't
I'm
sleep.
not up yet.
Already.
This is how
Damn it! I
we-
only got 7 hours.
This is how we start our day.
You need to keep it down, and I expect these rooms to be maintained or there will be extra fees.
Sorry.
Our apologies, ma'am.
And she grumbles and heads off back downstairs.
Is breakfast still at 6?
She says nothing. You guys see that the chaos is gone.
Just the gas are completely gone, like they
Yes.
were never there.
Correct.
And no remnant of the portal or...
Correct.
What was this?
Well, friends,
I usually blame Cole, but he's not even here.
I believe, although I would not say any blame should be assigned in this case, but I do believe that those creatures were indeed here to stop me in some effect of what I intend to do. There was another creature amongst these others who had some compelling questions to ask me, including what I intended to do, which, as I stated, was as I must. The creature, sent from the ruined, haunted one, the haunted wizard of Zexa.
The what?
The haunted,
I heard you, but what is that?
It is the creature that is in governance of that area. It is the foul wizard of Zexa.
I thought Zexa was contained.
Well, it is not, my friend. At least not anymore. And I have a very good thought as to why, and it in fact has put a few pieces of this puzzle together for me. This whole ley line business, my friends, I believe is an effort of this wizard, if you would to call him such, though it profanes the title, if you will. It is his desire to strike out into Varan. And I believe this is how he is doing so, and I believe that we have somehow caught his attention through our efforts to stop the ley lines from going into decoherence.
Your wizard consorts with the undead.
Again, a profanity of the very title of wizard, though there are many wizards who do dabble in such necrotic things. But this creature...
Well, so does Vessel, but
Yes.
I mean, you know.
But this creature is far beyond what we would call a wizard now. He is I would be surprised if he is anything less than, at this point, a lich.
The ley lines and your wizard are
He's
connected, should we
Vessel.
not?
I would prefer you not refer to him as my wizard,
Oh.
as he is not in my category of wizard at all.
This creature, then?
This beast, almost. Creature or beast, this foul thing indeed.
Then what must be done to thwart him?
Is that the lich we saw before?
I cannot speak for certain, but perhaps an agent of his even. I believe he is very, clearly is very powerful. He has sent creatures against us. He has ruled over that area of Varen for hundreds of years, perhaps. He is immortal, if not himself undead. which I believe he has dabbled in enough necrotic powers to make him such so that he can live on in his lust for power and his greed to take Varen.
So he stops you from repairing the ley lines?
It seems that I have somehow gained his attention, and that is the only thing that makes sense. Long have those named Greyspell sought knowledge and information on the ley lines.
I thought we weren't supposed to say that.
Well, I did not say I myself am a Greyspell.
Hold.
It's their word.
Oh.
Well,
But it is with what is happening and in fact, even perhaps, and it's something that I wish to explore further, but Aragus, you did mention to us earlier, the Queen's Cabal does not ring a bell to you now, does it?
No, it's been bothering me since we talked to that fellow. Reginald was his name.
Indeed.
We haven't had much time to discuss it, but the giant spiders, the bandits, the thieves,
Spider
all...
facts. Sweet, sweet spider facts.
Yes, but something isn't sitting quite right. We all come from places far and near. I myself, I wasn't born in a facility or an infirmary or anything. I was born in the back of a wagon, on the trail, as it were, with my family traveling across Varen, around Calaviaire, around the capital city, in a group of entertainers and bards and minstrels. Because of this, I know much of the ins and outs of the capital city and the surrounding area. And unfortunately, I don't recall any such name as the Queen's Cabal. The new Queen, Rhianamor, is young and full of life, I would say, but she isn't the most regal person, and, well, something isn't sitting right after the discussions we've had with your father, may he rest well, but with this further disturbance, this mention of Zexa, well, unfortunately the plot thickens, and more research must be done.
Indeed, I do agree. I believe that we must find if the Queen's Cabal is indeed in service of the Queen. Because if it is not, that means there are other agents about who are perhaps not so noble in nature. It is almost perhaps a blessing that that aligning rod got lost in the chaos there at the
Yes, I
at
suppose
the unfortunate
so.
event, though I do hope whoever did find out and end up in possession of it, that they do not attempt to use it in any way, as it is now suspect of being of value.
What would happen if you used it?
Well, that is a good question, Fiona, and I cannot quite answer without
Should we find out?
It's only we had access to the aligning rod.
What if we did have
Did you
access
say
to it?
Yeah.
Well, then I could perhaps study it as I should have been this whole time, and perhaps learn some of the arcane properties of this device, which would enlighten us on exactly what is going on with these
Well,
ley
you
lines.
discarded it so
I will-
willy-nilly. I didn't think you wanted it.
No, let him finish casting guilt.
At level 3, no less.
I'm using the charge on the staff for that as well.
This conversation goes on. If it exceeds 10 minutes, I will have successfully casted my ritual of prayer.
Ritual of what?
Prayer.
Okay.
And just let
Prayer
me know
that
if
the
I can
conversation
cast
ends.
it, and then
Yeah, you discarded it.
I
and
did not discard it so much as
didn't
it was
think you wanted it.
cast out of my hand while I was trying
Oh.
to save my father.
Well, I
Fiona.
did pick it up. I thought it might be useful at some point. I thought maybe I could
What?
do some tinkering on it and make it, like, super cool.
Why would you not inform me of this?
Well, we haven't, like, had 2 seconds to talk about anything.
We had at least 2.
Well,
And
maybe.
last week we were off.
It's now an alignment gun.
you were kind of crazy there for a minute. So
I
you can't
will-
blame me for not
I was-
exactly wanting to put this into your hands.
Touche, Fiona. I was definitely in the unapproachable category for some time, and I do apologize that I was filled with such melancholy over the murderous death of my father.
I mean, it was okay. call it what you want.
I'll let it go.
Don't let Seth out. Don't let Seth out.
But I do have it here for you. And
Oh.
pulls it out of her bag of folding.
Oh, that is fantastic. I will be able to do some research upon this to further our knowledge of exactly what we are dealing with here. But in the meantime, it seems like we now have some directions and some things to discuss, perhaps.
More
Well-
than one thing, of course. We have many things to discuss.
Indeed.
721,
That
to be
is
exact.
The first one is where's the Kabat?
Cabal.
There's no Cabal without a Kabat. Or
And we will take our break there.
Work glove.
We'll be right back and see what happens next.
episode.
We are back from our break as the group is rested. Before the battle began, they are now still recovering. A prayer, I believe, of healing is going off.
Yes.
What level is this being cast?
Level 2.
A level 2 prayer of healing. Radiant energy bursts out, and how much healing is delivered?
2d8 plus 7.
Plus your spellcasting ability modifier. Should be plus whatever your wisdom modifier is.
I'm also a Disciple of Life, which adds 2 plus the spell level, which would be 4 addition.
Nice.
So how many total?
I haven't rolled it out, but a plus 7 on top of what I rolled.
Okay.
What is the total?
The total will be 15. Healing 15.
To everyone.
And if we're all huddled around Valamir Vessel getting this, we'll also get 10 points of bonus healing
Holy
points. Or bonus
temporary.
temporary hit points. Blah.
Okay.
You guys are gathered in that morning around the breakfast table where a wary Grace brings out some eggs and biscuits. And you guys have some talking to do to each other. And if nothing else, you have some loot to figure out.
You guys can actually gain 18 hit points instead of the 15 from
So an extra 3.
Right.
Vessel, because I
extra
have
3.
a Song of Rest.
This was not a rest action. This
Sorry.
was a spell.
15, not
This is
18.
Spell he cast.
Appreciate it.
Well, when we rest.
All right. Loot. What do you guys want to do? You got a bunch of loot last adventure.
Yes. Well, everyone, after that, I think we deserve a bit of a reward. And Aragus does not have a bag of holding, so he just dumps out a sword that ripped his back in half and whatever gold is left over.
So
No.
you guys have a ring of swimming, a minor ring of obscuring, dust of dryness, a minor guardian emblem, a propeller helm, a pearl of magic, and 3 potions of greater healing, sword of the new gods, and 721 gold pieces. What's going where? Figure it out.
I'll
and-
take the 721 gold. You guys can split the
Oh,
rest.
all right.
That's pretty good. I didn't know that was one
I think
item.
Caven.
Wow, I mean,
Caven.
Valamir, what's our gold count?
721 as far as I can
Each.
tell.
320.
That's my gold count.
It came out to 152 or 151 or something like that, didn't it?
150 each?
It's like 120 each divided by 6. 721 divided by 6. I don't know. Everybody's got a calculator.
What's a calculator?
An
Do you have an abacus? Yeah.
Caven
Alright,
would like the
721
Guardian
divided by 6
emblem.
is 120 with 16 remainder. So 120 each.
Okay, everyone get 120 gold.
Yeah.
Someone make a note of what Caven is giving. Cole, can you? I'm sorry, Cole. What Cole's going to get? Caven, can you write that
Oh,
down?
I'm sorry. I meant to divide that by 5.
Yeah.
Well, we have...
Who else wants this other stuff?
I would like the ring of swimming.
Oh, yeah?
In case I get to the bottom, I want a way back up.
That's a good idea.
The ring goes to you, Vessel.
Ring of swimming, and you are asking some questions. While wearing this, you simply have a swim speed of 40 feet.
Oh my god, that is what you want to see, a Warforged cleric. Just,
Dun, 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 dun.
just Michael Phelpsing through the water.
Can you tell us what the ring of obscuring does?
It's obscure.
Fog cloud.
Was I
Yeah,
not
you're able to cast-
specific enough about that?
You're able to cast fog cloud, I think, one time a day.
Yeah, this is a minor one. It has one charge. You can cast the spell Fog Cloud as an action. Fog Cloud, it lasts 1 hour, 120-foot range, 20-foot radius sphere, so pretty big, and it becomes heavily obscured. So you're able to, I don't know, if you have a bunch of range guys attacking from the left, you want to deal with the melee to the right, obscure between you and the range, and now they're going to be harder to get you. But it does work both ways, because you're going to be obscuring you attacking them.
The Guardian emblem?
Yeah.
Sorry, I do stand corrected. With this ring, it is centered on you, and it only lasts 1 minute, but there is no concentration required whatsoever.
And it centers on you, but then you can move out of it, and it stays where it was.
You can move out of it. The cloud stays where it is. You're essentially, it's like a 1960s Batman Riddler type.
Smoke grenade.
It's a smoke bomb.
Green gas, yeah.
Ninja Vanish.
All right, who's getting that one?
I mean,
You or Fiona, maybe.
yeah.
No, you take it.
I mean, because I could use some
Sure.
obscuring magic at
Yeah, for sure.
times. Okay, Valamir.
And that is an attunement item.
Yeah. I will begin my attunement.
Ring of Swimming is not.
Oh, that's interesting.
We have a Guardian emblem. You
Throw
said
me
you
the
want
ring.
that?
Yeah, what is the Guardian emblem again?
Looking.
It's
you get
whatever
critted,
it's
you can
whatever it
change
needs
it
to
to
be
a
for me
normal
because
hit.
you're not getting it.
Okay, this was the Guardian emblem.
I know, but as often as I remind you of your abilities, I think I should know.
Guardian emblem, you attach it to a suit of armor or a shield, and it has just one charge. When you or a creature you can see within 30 feet suffers a critical hit, you can burn your reaction and the charge for the day to turn the critical hit to a normal hit.
Ah, nice.
I like that for you.
That's pretty strong.
I like that for me too.
I'll give that to Caven.
What are the pearls of magic?
Pearls of Magic. There are 2 of them, and you can consume them, and each one of the 2 pearls helps you regain a level 2 spell slot.
I feel like Valamir and Aragus.
That
Sure.
would make sense if we each get one, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The sword is going to Cole, isn't it not?
Yeah.
The Sword of the New Gods.
Yeah.
Oh, is there a radiant blade, or is that the radiant blade?
That's the
sword of
radiant
new
blade.
gods? Okay. Dust of dryness. Remind me of the. What is that?
Yeah, Dust of Dryness. This contains 7 pinches of dust. You can use an action to sprinkle it over water. It turns a cube of water 15 feet on each side, 15 by 15 by 15, into a marble-sized pellet in one action. And just either floats if it's on top of water or rests on the ground if it's dry, and it weighs nothing. You can also then later use an action to smash the pellet against a hard surface, causing it to shatter and instantly release the water. And there you go. It can also be used against an elemental of water to do a great deal of damage to them.
Which one was that?
The Dust of
the-
Dryness.
Dust of Dryness.
Oh,
If we have
okay.
7 of them, we could each take a pinch, or we could keep it consolidated.
Just
I feel
It
like
seems-
just a pinch of dust in the bottom of your bag may not be awesome.
I'll put it in a smaller little
It's the-
baggie. No, I'm sure. I swear that's dust and dryness, man. Come on.
Doing a rail of dryness. You're composed
give me a
mostly of
bump, man.
water.
I think that would be a horrible idea.
Yeah, desiccate yourself.
Can I get a 10th of dryness?
Maybe Fiona.
Yeah, I mean that
Okay.
makes sense to me. As it seems like a clever Fiona thing.
You also got 2 tinker parts. Were those the ones that we
Yep,
just used?
we used
Yeah,
those.
those are done.
And a fan blade,
Fan blade.
propeller helm, which
Propeller helm.
grants
Also goes to vessel.
levitation.
Uh,
You can swim and levitate at the same time. Jesus.
I don't walk on water. I skip. I can't really get
It's
off
like
the
the
water.
lizards that run right across.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need your arms up while you do it.
the propeller helm requires attunement by a small humanoid.
Small humanoid.
Yep.
So that's a limited number.
No.
Aragus will take the
Argus or
fan blade propeller
Fiona.
helmet.
Nope, I'm good.
You're good?
Yeah, Aragus
All
will
right.
take
It
it.
allows the wearer to use an action to cast the levitate spell, requiring no components. The propeller then spins and whirs loudly until the spell ends. Each time the spell ends, there's a 50-50 chance the helm loses its magic and becomes non-magical.
If we flick the propeller on top, does it initiate a spell?
But on the inside, if you look, it's official Tumblepot seals. It's
Right?
manufactured by the Tumblepot family.
There are also 3 potions of greater healing. They heal 4d4 plus 4.
That's huge.
Was that 4, 16, 20? That's 10. That's 14 health on average.
Maybe the healers and 1 for the bag.
I think not me,
Not
you
you?
guys.
Yeah. I think the people who don't have innate
Yeah.
healing
Yeah.
should.
Okay,
carry
so
the
you 3 then.
potions.
I have
You,
healing.
oh, you have healing. Oh.
I do
I
not.
feel like
Well, yeah,
two,
Valamir.
or there's 3 of
Cole.
them.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah,
Maybe Cole,
Three.
Caven,
Three.
and
there's
Valamir.
3.
Oh,
yeah,
there's 3. I'm
definitely
sorry.
not me.
Because
Caven.
our 2 main marshals.
I mean, I have.
or
Cole,
Argus.
Valamir, 1 to the bag for any use.
So, greater healing.
Yeah.
For Cole.
44 plus 4?
4d4 plus 4.
44. 44.
And then the 1 in the bag we just have in emergencies.
Yeah.
Or until someone applies a dust of
Or
dryness.
Just
to
the
it.
dryness to it. Just pop that pellet in your mouth. It's
Turn
a
it
gusher.
into a bag of
Fruit
holy
gusher.
water.
Gusher.
Talk about projectile vomiting.
Wow, sweet.
Are you sure this is a suppository?
I don't think it's
Shit.
supposed to do that.
Oh.
Literally.
Greater healing. Okay.
All right, you've divvied up some stuff. And anything else you want to chat about this morning?
Yes.
What happened last night? Things you want to do? What's up?
Valamir,
Fiona.
what's that glow coming from your bag?
Oh, that's the
That
aligning
looks pretty
rod.
interesting.
Oh, this one, the Chaloran power cylinder here.
Yeah. So I don't think I've even had time to tell you guys, but I got a message from my dad yesterday in the form of this crazy clockwork bird. Just flew down, almost hit me in the face. But he's inviting me back home. Back to the Ganderlock.
Well, we'll miss you. Goodbye.
Because in 26 days there's a contest. There's a competition that my family puts on every once in a while.
25 days.
It's 20. It was 27.
27.
It's 26
Oh, okay,
now.
sorry.
Maker of the clock.
Could I have that? It would come in handy for my idea.
What is your idea?
Well, it's not. I'll tell you in like 20 days.
It's a device called Nunya.
Yeah. But this has great power. I've heard of these. I didn't even know any existed anymore.
Indeed, it is in fact quite valuable, my friend.
Is it?
My dear. Shall we go get an estimated value upon this?
We could.
It's worth approximately 1 attunement rod.
What, this thing that I also have here? Conk,
Yeah.
that I guilted my way back into?
Okay. No worries. You keep it then. I don't know what the hell you're going to do with it.
I would
What the
only...
H you're going to do with it.
I would only intend to probably sell it, to be honest, Fiona.
We just look at all this gold we just got.
Yes, indeed. I am more than willing to give this to you for a small fee of.
Of what? How much do you want?
120.
I believe it would be quite a valuable steal at a 15 gold. I would just ask that small quantity.
Fine. This is a bologna sandwich. But here's your 15 gold.
Breakfast robbery.
You cheap bastard.
I have some
She won't say
Things
hell, but she'll say bastard.
that I must. There
Oh,
are,
he is a bastard.
there are some things that I must do, and they're unfortunately going to be a little bit costly.
Okay,
So I am
here's your 15 gold.
more than glad. And I believe, what is the value of the winnings of the competition, my friend?
That will be split amongst us all.
All right. If that is the truth of it, then I will wait for that 15 gold.
No, it's yours right here.
Well, I do not want any hard feelings. over
No,
it.
there's no
Too
hard
late.
feelings. I'm
Just an
giving
invoice.
just giving you a hard time.
Fiona,
Yeah,
you said this is a competition.
yeah.
Do you think this is pertinent to all the things we have going on? Family is, of course, important. No offense,
Saving the
Valamir.
world or
But,
whatnot.
but forgive me. What am I?
Oh, are you asking if, like, I should even compete in this?
Well, you just said yourself we just want a decent amount of money, and you didn't have to compete in anything to do that. And
The only reason I'm thinking about doing this is because we do have to go to Ganderlock at some point, correct?
I suppose that is true.
What is it at Ganderlock that is...
We gotta go to the fire chambers. There's one of your ley lines that's all
Indeed,
screwed up, right?
Indeed, that is the truth.
One of those ley lines? You're
I was genuinely inquiring, my
Yeah.
friend. I was. It's been a long week, let's say.
yeah, it sure has.
Well, if you think it's that important, then of course we will support you. But
Do you believe
I
you
don't
can
know.
gain me unfettered access to this ley line anchor at the location?
Probably.
That might be
I
worth.
do have a couple connections in that city.
That would be very valuable. Perhaps even 15 gold pieces
That'll
worth of
you
value.
keep your bloody gold.
What else?
So, I do have a few tasks to attend to.
What are they?
yeah,
I intend to seek out the the Lumine Academy. There were some scrolls that they were offering for sale before that I perhaps may be able to afford now. And also I have some questions on matters pertaining to what transpired between those within the city while we were away that caused a change in my father's sentence. Because I am still suspicious of certain members of the Lord Mayor's entourage.
I see.
And that is a further thing I wish to research. And there is a matter of a defensive item that I am martial defensive item, such as a shield that I will need to have commissioned.
Vessel looks confused.
A shield
Indeed, a shield.
for you?
Indeed, for me.
That is kind of weird.
It is.
Don't you have like a spell called shield?
I do, and
Do you know how to use it?
I do,
He
but I
does.
also am able to use a more mundane shield as well.
Oh.
I have a hand.
But there is a thing that I would like to accomplish in the creation of this. As it will not be any just regular old shield, as it were. So
Well-
those are the two tasks that I have before me.
Well, if you go question them, I shall begin my search in the library itself. So Valamir is going to go to the Luminae Academy library and dig up every scroll, every book, ancient or new, Q through C on Queen's Cabal, the Queen herself, histories, wizard societies, factions, just every random
Yeah.
associated
And really
book you can
asking
find.
mostly the headmaster and whatnot about that as well.
All right, so you two are heading to the Luminae Academy.
Yep.
All right.
I think Caven will go as well.
Yeah, I know you were suspicious as well.
May I assist you in your research?
Well, of course, I can't reach the high books, and you can now, so I'm going to need your help.
Again, yet again.
Vessel would like to go along as well.
I don't need you.
Your presence will not be.
I need the one who's learning to read, not the one who can for thousands of years.
Vessel would like to go.
Vessel's
of course,
going.
of course.
Vessel goes, Vienna goes.
Okay, the entire group heads out.
We're all going.
and
to
one
the
minor note,
library.
Weapons drawn into the library.
Yeah.
As we prepare and go, Valamir excuses himself for a few minutes and comes back wearing something you have never seen him wear before, and it appears to be
A merkin.
yes. And
Snuggie.
yeah, it is robes of a professor of the Luminae Academy.
Oh, very cool.
Ooh.
Is that an official title?
It's more honorary in nature, but thank you.
You should return these robes. To
They are
There's a dead professor.
still. I assure you, they do belong to me. They were given to me by the headmaster himself.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Although, again, more honorary in nature rather than your more administrative tasks of being a guardian.
I have no robes.
But you do have an emblem of some sort, a guardian emblem, if I am not mistaken.
that we just found. it's like my plastic sheriff badge.
It's a red whistle that just hangs on his neck.
We found this in the cereal box.
It's a +1.
All right, the group heads across town to the Luminae Academy, the gorgeous stone academy structures with a beautiful garden and courtyard around it. There are some students that are trying to cast some spells and it's some advanced students trying to merge into trees. So you see there's a teacher and 3 more advanced students, and then one is just going, no, 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 and they're stuck in the tree.
It's all in the hips.
All in the hips.
And the professor is struggling to get the student out, and this not quite working. And
Is there a nearby hatchet?
there's some gardening equipment nearby.
Okay. Little debarking will fix that.
God.
As they walk by, Ergus just casts hold person, so he can't get out.
All right, you guys.
Not dispel magic.
No, of course not.
You guys
It's a
leave
level
that,
3 spell.
leave that behind, and you enter the academy itself.
Not sure how we could have been any help there.
That's his default sentence to everything. You enter the academy. You hear a classroom as you enter the main foyer. It's gorgeous marble, huge vaulted ceilings. There are portraits of professors everywhere. And you hear some students are reciting some incantation lesson, not actually casting anything, but learning some of the basic things. And it reminds you of some of your early tutelage days of Valamir. You guys head off to where in the academy?
I'm going to attempt to gain audience with the headmaster.
All right.
And maybe the associate headmaster.
There are
as
2
well.
different areas. Which one do you want to go to?
The headmaster.
Okay.
And I will, with my in full regalia, find a low-level page or something and be like, young man, can you go fetch the associate headmaster and have them meet us in the headmaster's quarters and let them know Valamir had sent you? Thank you. And continues on his way.
God, now I'm regretting giving you the honorary professor title.
He covered up the honorary part. White out.
An assistant to the regional
All right.
headmaster.
Unless I'm moving the whole group. Unless
Yeah. Do we want to split up or just go? We'll just go.
Riding on top of Vessel.
Just, but you're going to do whatever it is you're going to do. My intent was going to the library.
Yeah, maybe.
So Vessel will attempt to find the library.
okay.
Yeah, I'll
Vessel,
just say to
with Fiona
Caven,
and
maybe meet us in the library and go with Valamir. Unless you want to go to the library.
There's much to study.
I was thinking of going to the library.
Okay, you two get a head start, and I'll go with Valamir.
All
Very
right.
well.
Aragus and Valamir together again. You two are at the headmaster's big, huge, thick door that has some nice magical enchantments. You knock upon it, and you hear his distant voice within his office say, "Oh, enter, Valamir."
And I. So, were you expecting me, good sir?
No, but it is good to see you. And you see he is far away, sitting behind a big desk. There's a strange cockatrice bird within a cage nearby, and he
Cockatrice.
leans back in his big chair with his big gray beard and oversized robe, and he says, "Oh, and you've brought your associate."
Indeed. As you remember, Aragus here.
Good morning, headmaster. And as he says that, Aragus will message a few words into Valamir's head, and just saying, "Be careful not to be too pushy, my friend." How are you, Professor? Good to see you again.
Your conscience speaks to you.
Give me the answers!
Who did you take?
He says, "Yes, good morning. It's a glorious morning, but it is always piques my interest when you come through my door."
Indeed. There were a couple matters that I was hoping to discuss with you. A couple matters, perhaps, a couple matters of the past, in combination with something that occurred last eve, as well as some
You're
potential.
getting this politician closed hand. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. That's what it looks like.
Well, you know.
had a good time.
As well as perhaps some advice on a path into the future.
He says, "Please have a seat."
Thank you. The first thing that I would like to inquire about is actually probably the most simple of these things. We have been approached by a member of an organization that calls themselves the Queen's Cabal, supposedly involving some aligning of these ley lines. And my good companion Aragus here, who grew up in the area of Calaviaire and Kennebren, has never heard of these folk, and I was wondering if it is a organization that you are perhaps familiar with.
I am indeed familiar with the Queen's Cabal.
What can you tell me of them?
I can say that I am not surprised, perhaps, that Mr. Aragus here has not heard of them, as they are a relatively new organization that has definitely caught the Queen's ear. There have been a lot of aids and counsels provided to the kings and queens of Calaviaire over the centuries, and I would say that the knights of the Order of the Vigilant have always had a prominent place of counsel within the royalty, but our new Queen Iora seems to favor other counsel. Friends, associates, allies that are not the traditional sort, and that would include the likes of us. Not that we had much say in political affairs, but every so often we would be asked about magical nature or to research perhaps something that the capital city Canterbury had a concern about. And we were honestly quite pleased to have that happen recently, with the Lord Mayor reaching out about your father and the ley line situation, as awkward as that was. It was refreshing to be sought after, but that again did not seem to come from the Queen necessarily herself. So what I have heard is this cabal is a group of wizards that have some skill and some clout, but I would say I have first heard about them no more than 6 months ago.
And have you, with what you have, who those you have spoken to and what you know, are you certain that the Queen is indeed overseeing this cabal and of true interest to her, or is it perhaps something a title they have given themselves to lend clout to what they do, with perhaps the good Queen being distracted and not knowing of these things?
That's an interesting and possible situation there. And I do not know. I do not partake in those political circles much. I am just a little wary, a little cautious of any of those magical who have such influence. But what I have heard has been straightforward from them, perhaps a bit cautious from them, and perhaps I would finally say a bit flourishing of their own brand.
They are arrogant. What an unbecoming trait for a person.
He says, leaning back, "Is there tea for me to sip?"
As his thumb slowly builds to the top of his hand.
I cannot abide such arrogance, truly.
Aragus. Thank you. Headmaster, forgive me if I misheard you. You mentioned that the idea to hasten the execution of Valamir II mostly came from this cabal, not the Queen herself?
No. What I spoke of was that the Lord Mayor here in Almithra needed advice as to what might this ley line situation be like, and brought in myself, and I consulted with several of our other professors here. And you were there when I gave my counsel to the Lord Mayor.
And are there any members of the Queen's Cabal that you are aware of that are currently in the city of Almithra?
No. They seem quite isolated within the capital, Canterbury.
Indeed. Then I do have a few other questions of a different matter. If there's no more that you have of this for now, Aragus?
No, this satisfies my inquiry.
And you have mentioned the unfortunate incident regarding my father's execution, as it were.
How do you like living?
I learned a new spell.
It's
A
called
dead man says what?
Fireball. It seemed that at some point his sentencing, while we were away researching the first attack, changed. He was to originally have been cast into the bottom of that tower, and when by the time we returned, he was being prepared to be executed. So at some point in our time away, the sentencing changed and the timing changed. And I am curious if you happen to be knowledgeable in who might have been instrumental in those changes occurring.
I, again, am not involved in the innermost political circles, but it was a decision made by the Lord Mayor. All I know was in the few days leading up to it, there were several hasty letters sent our way, verifying again the possible threat or what magic may oppose by your father. Our response was always that we felt he was quite contained within the tower, and we would be able to contain him as he was moved around the tower. But apparently the decision was made that he was a threat to the city.
Indeed. And again, I do want to reiterate that I appreciate your efforts where my father is concerned, and I do believe you did what you could for him and for myself, and I do appreciate your efforts there. And I do not hold you in any way accountable or in any way feel that you did anything that, I believe you did what you could for him, and I appreciate that.
Now
And
grovel.
And
You
I
will
will
die
s-
last.
I will say this with some awkwardness intended.
You mean you didn't save my father when you could have?
No, I'm glad I didn't.
I will say that I have, with some reputation to uphold, perhaps even a bit lost, have vouched for you and do not hold you accountable for your father's actions either.
And I do appreciate your trust and faith in me.
I would caution you, there are others that do not. It appears through my limited communication, the Lord Mayor does value you and being here in the city, but several of her aides do not, so I would be cautious in your interactions.
Indeed. And to that point, if I may again inquire about this somewhat awkward time, when you were corresponding with the Lord Mayor's agents, who was it that you were directly communicating with, or who, if you do not mind divulging, was signing the letters coming back and forth?
All letters were officially from the Lord Mayor, so
Indeed. Very well. Then I have perhaps but a little bit of information to convey to you then. I believe that it is possible that the creature that holds sway in Zexa is somehow involved in what is now occurring.
you believe the old wizard Zexa in his realm is affecting the situation with your father?
Well, I do not believe my father is any longer affecting any situations now. Those burdens have passed to me. However, I do believe the haunted wizard from that realm is having an impact on these ley lines and may in fact be the source of that.
That's quite the claim.
Indeed it is. And for now, it is only a thought to consider, something I am now looking into.
Make a persuasion roll with advantage as he tries to weigh the pros and cons of the gray spell name.
Natural 20.
What cons?
They're all coming up. Gray spell.
Says, then I have no doubt that what you speak of is believed by you. I would like to hear more of this, as this is both unfathomable yet also terrifying if true. And I do not believe in any way you would mislead me, so I take this quite seriously.
And I do not. And Grace at the Baird Mare, or whatever the damn place we've been staying at lately is called.
Welcome hall.
Welcome Hall.
You've lost your accent.
It's really when I'm
exceedingly salty,
contemplating
too.
names that it comes across a little differently. Grace at the Welcome Hall can verify there was a commotion last night, and I will verify that a celestial. Well, do I know what creature it was? In
You do
fact, that
not.
visited me. Can I roll an Arcana or
You
religion
may
roll?
not.
There was a creature last night, accompanied by undead, traveling through magical means. that approached me last night, claiming to be an agent of said Zexa, and wished for me to be dead. But as I am yet here again today, they have failed.
And why you?
I believe it is because of my knowledge and tampering indeed with the ley lines thus far, and my attempts to repair them, and the knowledge carried with the Grey Spell name in regards to the ley lines themselves. My father's work I have persisted with as well. And now I must take up his mantle and slay many wizards.
It's a good thing you rolled that natural 20.
All right, I'll go first.
Wizards in Zexa, I mean, more southerly wizards.
Then I will send word immediately to the wizards in Corindel.
For now, if you do not mind, good headmaster, if we can keep this amongst ourselves until I am able to discern more.
He ominously says the cliched, "Who else have you told about it?" No, he doesn't. I am...
It is a very bold claim, and as my name does not bear the same weight in other buildings as it does here, good headmaster, I do not believe it would be received in the light you would hope to know where the source of this information came from, and it indeed may further hamper my ability and the trust of others for what I am embarking upon to try to discover. And I am hoping that it is just, for whatever reason, some strange occurrence that has nothing to do with these things.
I certainly hope so. This is quite a terrible start to my morning, then. I have a request of you that the next time you come through my door, perhaps just bring some coffee and a pastry and socialize, as every time you arrive, there is some calamity that is afflicting the city, the nation, or the academy itself. You are
Indeed.
becoming a bearer of bad news.
Indeed, and unfortunately,
A harbinger of death.
I fear that there may be little good news coming forthwith as we continue to investigate these happenings of arcane nature around our realm. They are not happenstance. They are coordinated, and there is an intent behind them, and I believe I have begun to unravel the threads of that intent, and I will tend to follow them to wherever their source is.
Then I will await
Destroy
word
the
from
loot.
you.
Thank you, Headmaster. I believe we are done here, Aragus, unless you have more.
I checked out about 20
He
minutes
wakes
ago.
up.
He's just been strumming in the corner.
Look at my loot, it glows in the dark. Yes, of course. You've been incredibly helpful, Headmaster. We simply can't thank you enough, and I do apologize for the downtrodden news we give you so often, but we are trying our best to make things right.
I do not expect to be in the city for some time, but just know I am out attempting to prevent a calamity of arcane nature that could be the end of all of us.
Then the two of you should leave knowing that this challenging series of situations and this unknown development and the inability to share it with others, that the Academy is grateful for your efforts and your sacrifices, as is the city of Almithra and as is Calaviaire. The people may not know it, but they are grateful.
Indeed. And on my way out, last time I was passing through the gift shop, I think I saw some scrolls of a particularly arcane nature that were for sale there, and I was hoping to be able to perhaps purchase those now.
Can I get the faculty discount?
Yes, I will have the associate professor connect with you.
Thank you.
At the library, we have Caven and Vessel and Fiona. The library is beneath in the basement area. There is a librarian's desk, a bunch of bookshelves, and then other floors and things of the library. It's an extensive place. You are here. The librarian is a large-headed but small human with thick glasses. And he says, "What can I do for you? You're not a student. I think I've seen you before," pointing
Yeah.
at Fiona.
How can you not remember us?
Are you in the advanced clairvoyance class? I think that's where I've seen you.
You attacked him. You don't remember that?
It's a different guy.
Oh.
Different guy.
Oh, yeah. Clairvoyance class, for sure.
Well, then how can I help you? I assume you want your clairvoyance textbook. I see and hear all evil.
Yep.
And he gets a small little pamphlet out and slides it over.
Thank you.
And I assume you also want to get the frog transmutation booklet?
Nope.
Oh, all right.
I'm good. Help my two pals here, though.
He looks at the two gigantic figures of the Goliath and the Warforged. I don't know whom you might be.
We are Caven and Vessel.
Well, isn't that good for you?
Indeed.
We need books.
Uh-huh.
The Guardian of Solene. We have need to learn of different creatures that may be treading upon these grounds.
You are the guardian of Solene? I have heard of you.
Witness his emblem upon his chest. And bow.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
And practice.
I have heard. As a follower of Solene, I am quite honored to have you here with the great announcement of the Warforged Guardian of Solene.
Oh, I forgot about that.
We are honored to have you here.
Then you will assist us.
I can assist you, yes.
Everyone else take a ticket.
There are creatures that are
Come
undead.
into this private study room and we can discuss your personal, your religious affairs. He takes you into this little study, scoots some books out of the way.
Caven follow us.
He closes the door. Only the guardian of Solene, sir. He does. He closes the door on Caven.
Oh.
Caven opens the door.
Okay.
God.
He says, "Excuse me.
I am his
This is a private meeting between me and the guardian of Solene."
I am his attendant.
Would be important for him to be here.
Make a deception roll 10.
Alright. Can do that.
No, you can't.
Fake Guardian?
I think you have -3 or
Let me
something.
make a deception roll to tell you that I can make a deception roll. That is a 10.
No!
Okay.
Very well. He closes the
Family night at the library.
door. What is it that you need? My books are at your disposal.
There are creatures of undead nature. Do you have books on this?
Yes.
There are creatures from... would Vessel be aware of that region as far as a generalization?
What region?
Region of
Zexa
death.
being I'm assuming the region is named after the wizard.
You make a history roll.
History.
I mean,
Well, it's basic stuff in the Varen campaign
yeah,
book, man.
this is like... It's like, do you know South America?
Common
exists?
knowledge.
I gotta ask.
South America?
12.
With a 12,
America.
you know that there is a region, a large region of Varen to the south that is called Zexa, named after a dire evil wizard named Zexa. That is what you know. It is a very isolated community. Over many, many decades, they've withdrawn their ports, their people. You have heard rumors of dangerous things there, but you've also heard rumors of trade between people that still live there and the kingdom of Thave. But that's the extent of what you know.
Okay. These creatures that are undead, they have... They had long tongues. And... claws of nails.
The Simmons of Gene.
Yes, Smiths of Gene. We seek undead of that nature that may come from Zexo.
I don't have a book that's specific, but I do have books about undead I can provide you. You would have to read them here, though. Not allowed to leave the library. I will have someone gather them. Anything else?
As much information on the undead as you can. And nothing else.
He looks at Caven and goes right by.
Nothing from you? Just in attendance?
I'll help you read the books.
Oh, okay.
He returns with a dozen thick tomes, heavily bound, clasped, haven't been read in a while, of different studies of undead, some of a religious nature, some of an academic nature.
Some of them illustrated.
There's a pop-up one.
Scratch and sniff. That's what I smell.
Yes. Smells like pickles. Yeah, and you guys start to dive into these books. What are you looking for in particular?
Brought up a good thing. Illustration, if there was such a thing, or a basic depiction of said creature, as well as a description of said creature and where and what anyone might know about it, and it's where it's about,
Okay.
where it came from, how it came to be, that kind of thing.
All right. Anything else, Caven?
No, this is just like the Ghostbusters dictionary. Of,
All right.
Yeah.
Fiona, you're outside this room. What are you doing?
Once the librarian leaves, she'll go in. Not going to help them study at all, but she takes out that Chiloran power cylinder and wants to study that and figure out the extent of its powers.
Okay.
To her knowledge.
All right. Then I need you guys to make some rolls. Let's do history for the two religious freaks.
Not religion.
No, it's going to be... Yeah, you can do the average of those bonuses. Round up.
Well, one is in diametric opposition, FYI.
Yep.
Okay, just making sure.
Mine are both a +2.
All right. Easy math.
History versus religion.
18.
Oh, that's great.
Is it 2 rolls?
No,
Difference between the two.
just an average.
The different. Okay, all right. Then I will re-roll that one. All right, that's an 8.
Okay. Thankfully, you have your assistant on hand, and then we have Fiona. Can you make an intelligence roll? And I'm lowering the DC a bit. Go for it.
I rolled a 6.
Doing a dance.
I'm going to use the hero point.
Doing the hero point dance.
Yeah. Way better. 22.
Okay.
Wow.
Caven, you are researching, helping vessel research. You have found information about the creatures that attacked you earlier this morning.
Ooh, something.
They are called ghasts. I'm going to give you some gaming related details about them first. They are creature rating 2, for example, and then they have that nasty stench and paralyzing capability with their claws. They are known to be agents of larger figures, particularly against religious organizations due to their turning defiance. So they can be some sort of frontline style troops for that kind of concept. They are not old creatures. So you might have old skeletons or wights or ghosts and those natures that can be around for a very long time. Ghast are not usually that case, as they can decay over time quickly. So they are loincloth wearing, muscular, pale skinned creatures that are created by others. You had an 18?
Mm-hmm.
Make an Arcana roll as well.
Well, we got the right people down there in the library.
Hey, you wanted to screw around with the professor there.
Arcana will be a 6.
Okay. You don't get that bit of information. You do also, and you get other pictures of other undead, skeletal beings from here and here. There's a big, more modern book that's only a couple decades old that talks about the Great Battle of the Undead to the north, which was our big season 3 finale. So details about all the great dead, the swarming masses coming out of Rescalon and Dakareth, the great battle in Palacia up north in the Bay of Five Sins. If as Caven's reading it, it's interesting, but you're skipping through. Like Tim reading it would be like, I didn't quite get that one right. That's not quite how that scene turned out, but they do their best. You do, as you're going through and spending all this time reading, and I'm sure meeting up with your other friends at some point, you do hear a brief mention about a terrible mistress of darkness who has been bound to a dark figure somewhere within Varen, and she is given the name of the Messenger of Pain. And there is a brief sketch of someone who had once run into her. It is a situation that describes a contingent of knights of the Order of the Vigilant from long, long ago, maybe early Order of the Vigilant, that went north into the old Byzantine Empire and were fighting some undead and came across this angelic figure. And there's an image of her that they scroll, that in the corner of this book, and they were grateful to escape with their lives.
Okay.
Syrian? Is that her name?
That is not the name mentioned in the book.
But yes.
Fiona, you were asking about the Chaloran
Power cylinder.
power cylinder. Chaloran power cylinder is created by the Chalorans. It is a universal power source. It can last an excruciatingly long time. It's
And a real steal at 15 gold.
It can be used to power Chaloran devices quite easily. These devices tend to be, say, large creature size or larger, particularly installations are where they've been used before. The Chalorans, well, what was your roll again?
22.
The Chalorans have been known to create places that use this magical technical combination, and these were incredibly common way back in that age, and then very uncommon now. If they are used or have been used or are found in ruins, they tend to be drained because there might be some small power. There might be a whole lot of power that was drained, and then for decades, a trickle is just taken from them constantly as they try to trickle recharge over many years, but they end up empty. So people grab them, think they're useless, throw them away, and then a decade later, maybe they're fully charged. Yours is already fully charged, so that's a little more uncommon.
Just out of curiosity, what's the retail value of one of those things?
You gotta Gotta go to
MSRP.
eBay.
15 gold.
Gotta go to eBay to find
Could it be manipulated to charge non-Chaloran devices?
it. No.
You're gonna have to win that competition the old-fashioned way.
I'll buy
But
that
that-
from you for 10 gold because it's completely worth it.
But it's not beyond you to build Chaloran
Well,
device.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah,
next thing. Once she figures that out, she's gonna go find books on Chaloran devices. if
Okay.
There are such a thing.
Yeah, and let's make another roll for that. Make a history roll, please.
Come on, baby.
Non-natural 20.
Okay. You find a book that has some basic concepts of Chaloran ruins that were found and some Chaloran constructions within dealing with the Chaloran doors and Chaloran energy fields, barriers to prevent people from invading these spaces. That is what you find, and there is, but you're not sure how that will help you to create, as they are such large structures and dealing with an old technology. You do, would you roll a 20?
Mm-hmm.
You do glean a bit of information that, different than the cylinder, that old Chaloran doors can be opened with the hand of Chalor, which is a ritual that were placed on special Chaloran not high priest, but I don't know, high social figures to gain access to unique locations, and their hands would then be able to open up these structures.
That's going to come back later in the campaign.
Ah, damn it. Okay. I mean, this is great, but not exactly what she was looking for. Okay.
That's it. What else do you guys want to do?
Valamir is intending to travel to whatever the nicer part of town is and or inquire who the best, I guess, blacksmith or shield maker would be.
All right. You
In
find one, and what are you
Almithra.
looking for there?
I'm looking for a round shield. So there's a round. I wish a shield to be commissioned. A very high. Oh, actually, before we left, I need to know how much those scrolls were. We talked about some scrolls.
Right.
Yeah.
The associate professor says, yes, I was told to bring these scrolls to you. The headmaster was quite adamant that you just be given them.
Oh, that is wonderful. I'm
and says
very
he
glad
wishes
to hear
you
that.
wishes you well. So they gives you the 2 scrolls for free.
I want my 15 gold back.
Yeah, I'll give it back.
Just kidding.
And they were the knock spell and the flaming sphere
Yeah.
spell.
Nice.
Beautiful. And then I did already have, earlier I had found scrolls that are also water breathing, dispel magic, and protection from energy. That are 3rd level spells.
Mm-hmm.
That all of those at some point will be inscribed into my spell book.
Yep.
But in the meantime, I am going to the best shield maker in the business here. And I am going to ask for a round shield, buckler style, with a very specific crest or emblem on that. And for our video viewers, that would be that right there. Oh my god. Camera delay is killing me.
Got it.
Basically like that.
Wait, to the left. Nope.
Too
Go
late.
back. Yep.
We'll put it on Discord later. With the center ring, it's like a triangle of circles with symbols inside of them. There's a middle circle with another emblem with lines drawing into all of those. Lines connecting the other 3 larger symbols. And then on the bottom left, the kind of northwest line on the exterior, there's another triangle type symbol, and it's as far as some people on our group would know, that they are somehow tied into the ley lines.
A ley line shield.
All right.
And if I can make it, as high a quality shield as he can make.
Okay.
Do you want a prize first, or you just?
Well,
want
I
to
mean, obviously
start making it.
that is where I'm starting at and figuring out where our price is.
I've made this out of auricula.
I
Yep,
could
you
do
know,
2
as long as
gold or
As long as it's an additional plus. I'm fine
35,000.
with that.
This is a shield made of
Plus, there's a DoorDash fee
That's okay.
plus the driver's tip.
and
Because the DoorDash fee doesn't go to the driver.
and
So
local
Lauren
fees.
DoorDash.
DoorDash.
Oh, I like that.
For 15 gold, it can be made simply.
Mhm.
For double that, it can be done pretty nicely.
Mhm.
And for 4 times that, it can be done amazingly.
Is there any intrinsic bonus other than just the quality itself by any of those?
Higher quality materials, just nothing intrinsic. Just looking better and more prestigious.
It's 15, 30, or 60? Is that
Yes.
30?
Okay.
You do 25?
What I should have done is the McDonald's size concept of 15, 50, and 60.
Yeah.
Extra value.
15 is the hero level.
So 30.
You look like
gold.
a hero. I'll give you a discount.
So, okay. That takes me down about 154. And that will now become a part of my normal outfit, because as a warcaster, I can carry a shield and a weapon and cast spells. So that is now part and parcel with
Oh, it's making sense.
yeah,
So you up your armor by X value.
by one more. So
one
now
more.
my armor class with mage armor will be 16 with my shield out. So
Formidable even without the shield, but
yeah,
even more
so
so.
increasing my my armor class by 1, I think, will be helpful in some instances. And it is not the crest of Valimir Almarin Grey Spell,
That's
but-
on the other side.
but it is the crest of Valimir
If lost.
Almarin Black Spell, first of his name.
Mm-hmm.
I like. Okay.
Armor in the black.
What else, folks?
We don't say that.
That's their word.
We say Black Spell.
Black spell.
So that is the crest and emblem of Valimir Almarin Black Spell.
All right. That will take 1 to 2 weeks.
You motherfucker. I will never see that shield. Is there a quicker process? Do they have a loaner shield?
Oh,
One
the
that's
means
pre-made, perhaps.
prefab one that I
Yeah,
could borrow.
You have a piece of chalk I can just draw on.
Yeah, for real. I'll just keep casting minor illusion on it all the time.
We had this older one made by a guy looked just like you, but we had to scratch out the name according to the police. Yes, they can provide you with a generic shield.
Okay.
Plus
so
2 to your armor class.
Plus 2?
Yeah.
A shield is plus 2?
Yes.
I thought it was plus 1.
No.
Damn, it's now 17 is my armor class
with mage armor.
with mage armor. And I confirm that mage armor and shield don't, and wearing a shield do not count against each other. So it is 17 is my armor class with my shield out.
Nice.
And I can have a shield and a weapon and still cast me some spells.
Nice.
In a week.
What else you guys got going on? What's the plan?
What is the plan? Because we have these ley lines, but now you're talking about some crazy wizard way down south.
I have no intention of traveling to the south at this time to confront said wizard. Although
Chicken.
my power is mighty, I am not quite ready for that confrontation.
In about a week, I'll be ready.
Perhaps 1 to 2 weeks when I have a proper shield. However, I do believe we have a potential course of action, which I would like to lay out to our group to see how they feel. It is my understanding that your homeland,
Ganderlock.
Ganderlock, we would head through Kennebrin to get there.
Yeah?
And in Kennebrin, we can perhaps inquire more about these Queen's Cabal and their alleged association with her.
And what of the ley lines?
There is a ley line somewhere in that area as well, is there not? As I do recall.
I can't remember.
It was Castle Lethano, Ganderlock, and
It's all,
Port
yeah.
Heath.
There's like one to the west, one to the east, and one to the
Gotcha.
south.
And then perhaps rest the evening in Kennebrin, gather and garner what information we can, and then move on to Ganderlock, where Fiona can participate in this competition, and hopefully I can gain access to the ley line anchor there.
We can
We-
gain access.
Through you, of course. I say I can gain access by your virtue, of course. I do not mean to take you out of that loop. But we would be able to gain access and perhaps learn more of exactly what nature of things we must account for, or combat, or adjust for.
Well, no objections here. I feel Almithra is for the dogs these days, and we've run our course. I think these ley lines are what we should be concerned with, and of course this Zexa fellow, whatever that may come, we can deal with that when it does.
Is the
Yes.
in Almithra are the portals, the like teleportation, are those back up and running?
I say you could ask that while you're at the academy. Yes.
And where exactly can we travel with those? Can we travel into Kennebrin?
You can't travel anywhere with those. You don't have access to those.
Okay.
Only honorary professors. Go on ahead.
Could
With
one
a little greasing of the wheels, where could perhaps, if Valimir could convince the powers that be, is there a teleportation to Kennebrin? Bless you.
Yeah, you were able to speak with the associate professor, and he says that that the teleportation circle, there is one at Keenebrin that can certainly be used. It's normally used for government purposes. It's a civic one for high-end stuff, but
Well, I will keep my outfit on.
however, it comes with a material component that requires 1,000 gold to travel.
Per person?
Not per person.
Wow.
Per, it's like a minute that it stays open.
The Guardian
Looks
of
like
Solene
we're-
has access to the coffers, do they not?
Looks like we're going on horsey.
Yeah, we're walking.
Come on, they can throw those coins in the well all day. It's fine. You got loads of them.
The well does not belong to Celine.
I don't have 100,000 copper.
So I believe it sounds like is everybody amenable to riding upon a horse?
Of course.
A large horse for you, sir? Maybe a pony for you, ma'am.
Yeah.
We are riding to Kennebrin?
What are our other options?
Well, nothing good, although
There is a river. Is there travel upriver, or does it only go downriver?
I could swim.
Do their fast. You can go upriver. It's quite slow going. It's-
Slower than riding horseback, I
Yes.
presume. Okay.
It's for slow
we'll
barges.
take it.
Then I believe riding seems to be the best avenue of travel.
You guys will need to start to get your own mounts.
Yeah.
At this
I
point,
think we might have enough money to do so.
you have two choices. You can spend 15 gold on a suspect horse that is old and easily skittish, or you can spend 75 gold and get a proper riding horse. I said two. I'm sorry. There's also a third choice.
Riding spider?
That is 400 gold for a war horse.
Wow.
And for those of you who are teeny tiny, Aragus and Fiona, you can get away with a rather trusty pony or two for 30 gold each.
Could they ride together on a pony?
No.
You cheapskate.
The
I'm
night
just figuring out where we can save costs here, okay?
Could
I mean, carpooling's always a good idea.
Fiona and Vessel share a nice horse?
No.
I have a practical question about the lands outside of Canabrin to Almithra.
Yes.
Wild plains, what sort of creatures, monsters, animals, things like that, wildlife would Aragus know to look out for? Bands, groups?
Sure. Small chance of bandits, much, if you are going to be running into trouble, small chance of bandits, much more likely to be affected by gnolls,
Okay.
Gnolls, and those folks listening that have access to Discord, there should be an updated map of Calaviaire on here. Us in the studio, you guys are looking at a map that is slightly older. We did update it for the season since that's where we're focused. The road that you see coming out of Canabrin actually pretty much follows the river right down to the Caldebrand Hills, and right at that edge of the hills is where Almithra is at. So it does follow the river, so there's a little bit more safety of barges going by and such like that. And yeah.
Caven, so are we heading up river now?
No, we're still deciding.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
What
Yeah, I
about
believe. But
I mean,
We
we
can't
gotta
leave
make-
without-
we're leaving Cole behind?
Yeah, we can't.
No, Cole's going to come with you.
Okay.
and I
We're
believe,
buying the horses and whatnot.
Yeah, I believe it seems like, and correct me if I'm wrong, our best option here is to purchase some horses and travel north to Canabran upon them. Spend the day, or at most two, as long as time allows, for you to reach the competition in time and do what you must, for us to investigate what we can there,
Yeah,
and then move on to Gander Mountain.
Ganderlock.
Ganderlock Mountain. I got
Just Ganderlock.
Horse master,
Candyland. Copy.
how much would you be willing to? How much to part ways with one of your foals?
You're looking to buy a foal.
Yeah.
Why am I wary of that as a GM?
Either a foal or a mare. That is
We're
pregnant.
gonna get a horse breeding going on.
Yeah, there's
here.
going to be horse breeding.
No, it's more.
We're gonna come back in a couple years.
It's
and
more
Arrogance will have like
for-
a huge stable.
It's more for the more wild people, so we can offer a gift
Oh,
to get by.
I like that.
8
actually
gold.
good.
Yeah.
Give her
He will
here.
take a foal and a
a form
pony.
of a fireball.
Okay. Pony is 30, a foal is 8.
My gift
40.
is in the ball format.
Yes, yours is
For a
much
very
larger.
nice foal.
Yours is
There you
bigger
go.
than mine.
So Aragus has a pony or like a mini horse or whatever, and a baby foal. Just learned to walk.
Great, that'll travel well.
It's gonna
Fiona buys a trusty pony.
Okay.
Be worth it.
And you guys can decide upon their names other than Bill.
Oh, it's Bill.
the pony
Poor
is
old
Periwinkle, and the foal is Flush.
What was the first one?
Periwinkle.
Okay.
Flush, because you're just gonna flush it away.
Oh, because Periwinkle Flush was my Tales of Equestria character name.
Okay. Gotcha.
I get it's a proper
welcome,
riding
Jeremy.
horse, so it's just a riding horse, but
Yes.
it's without any.
It's like a draft horse. I mean, I imagine draft horse.
How much are those?
size-ish.
Vessel, do you need some help with the cost?
No, drafts are 50. Not
Oh, okay.
suitable for.
I have all that I need.
Okay.
My horse's name is Mayo, by the way.
Mayo?
Yes.
As long as it's not glue, you're fine.
Caven,
The non-suspect horse is 30 gold.
No,
No,
the suspect.
The
horse.
suspect horse.
How much is the
75.
non-suspect horse?
No, non-suspect is 15.
I thought you said the suspect one was 15.
Sorry, suspect is 15.
Oh,
Non is 75. A classic good riding horse is 75.
a war horse is 400.
Caven walks around to the back of the stable and disappears for a few minutes.
All right.
This can't be good.
Now that foal is... The mare is pregnant now.
Yeah. We'll take the mare instead.
And after 10 minutes, he comes riding out from around the back of the stable on a war horse.
Okay. How did this happen?
From a spell called Find Steed.
Find
Oh.
Steed.
I wonder if the owner of that war horse is going to
Yeah, I know.
you just found that steed or not.
You summon a spirit that assumes the form of an unusually intelligent, strong, and loyal steed, creating a long-lasting bond with it.
Oh, it's a ghost horse.
A war horse, pony, camel, elk, or mastiff. Blah, 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 blah. Your steed serves you as a mount both in combat and out. You have an instinctive bond, allows you to fight seamless unit. While mounted, you can now make any spell that kind of when it disappears, then you have no physical point. Just dismiss at any time. While your steed is within 1 mile, you can communicate with each other telepathically.
Roach.
You can't have more than one steed bonded. As an action, you can release the steed's bond, causing it to disappear. There's no end to that.
Nope.
Wow.
So it's just like a
It's just a conjured.
mystical steed that will stick with you all. Wow, that's amazing.
We got to understand the concept of old D&D was both a paladin and then a cavalier.
Yeah.
And now they've kind of merged. There's a
pretty
new
cool.
cavalier in
Right.
D&D fight is, but they kind of merged it. So mounts are a paladin trait. You know.
Yeah.
Once he reaches 0 hit points, he just fades away.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
But you
Does
can reconjure them?
yeah.
10 minutes.
Wow. Does the stable master have a
Well,
mare
summon one for all of
that
it.
is pregnant? No. Okay. I'll take the foal then.
All right, and then we'll let Cole choose his mount.
Yeah.
After the fact.
Fiona got a little white pony with brown hair and named her Hemlock.
All right.
Valimir got a expensive horse at 75 gold.
With a brand of these symbols burned painfully into the side. All right.
They are painted on the horse's haunch, though.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, in a black paint. The horse is as like white or as pale as it can be. So it will contrast.
The colors.
Yeah.
Vessels is made out of living metal and wood.
Trojan horse.
Argus is attaching a tambourine to this hoof, a shaker to this hoof.
It's
and
Give me
got-
a week. Fiona's building me a horse.
J-
it's powered by
Vessel's
Chaloran
horse
energy.
has just got 4
That would be
wheels.
awesome.
Conjure a wagon
My
for
rope
us.
broke.
All right. The group mounts their horses with Cole and mounts up, gets their gear, and rides out of the great city of Almithra.
Come along, Pebbles.
Pebbles, and our campaign for I think really the first time is really leaving the city of Almithra here at Adventure 18.
Yeah.
And we will stop
Title
this for
card
tonight.
right now.
Yeah. Thanks so much for joining us. We are leaving the city of Almithra. Who knows when they will return again? And I'm excited to see what this next stage. We're level 5. We've left. Boy, that almost seems like planned. Almost level 5 and leaving the nest.
The
and
starter
heading out.
area.
Yeah. You don't really know the game till you're level 5 and leave the city. And if you want to join the Discord server, we'd love to hear your thoughts about the adventures. Chat with us, say hi, and tell us what you think. And you can check that out at ingloriousbards.com. And we'll see you next time.
Good night, everyone.
Good
Night.
night.
See ya.